AAA got the walkover, right?
Yep.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to South Asia Championship League powered by LG UltraGear. Today we have a quarterfinal between AAA and NA Vanguard. The first game did not go down because NA Vanguard were having some issues getting their fifth player in, so AAA got a walkover. So right now they're 1-0 up in this series. My name is Red Bro. Today in the caster's desk, I'm joined by Nikhil Sia. Sia, what's up? You know, we're going to have a cracker of a game for game 2, but Vanguard already on the back foot with that 1-0 walkover.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, if I'm Vanguard right now, I'm a little sad about the fact that we're 1-0 down. But then there's two ways to look at it, right? They can either look at it as the fact that they just lost the game for free, or they can look at it as the fact that they're going to pull off a reverse sweep and give them even more momentum going off into the next series.
All right, so right now we are in the picks and bans phase. We have 3 bans per piece of the teams, but looking at all these bans so far, none of them are actually really strong meta bans that we are used to seeing in the competitive scene. So take us through that mentality of both these teams as to why they actually went for these picks, these bans.
On the side of AAA, I mean, the Fiora one is the most questionable. The Vladimir, I sort of get it, like he's a strong team fighting champion. Wukong, of course, is a strong meta champion. On the side of NA D5, or NA Vanguard, apologies, it just looks like they're targeted bans towards specific players on the AAA team. And these picks coming through, the Galio Kaisa, I really like because of the flexibility it offers. Galio Kaisa is a solid bot lane, but Galio obviously can be flexed to mid lane too.
Right, so that is a very versatile champion for them to pick, so that does give them a bit of an ambiguity sense to actually, you know, go ahead and pick something else for the mid lane or the support role. But looking at AAA's jungler, it is going to be Zac, one of the top tank junglers right now. He brings a lot of utility, a lot of ganking patterns with his E, so that is a very good pick in terms of versatility. But looking at the ADCs, we have Caitlyn versus Kaisa, paired up with a Karma.
Yeah, this is looking really, really unfortunate for the Kaisa on NA Vanguard side. Caitlyn, after her recent buff, is really strong in lane, and the range advantage, like Kaisa is a great AD carry, but her biggest shortfall, of course, is a short range, right? The range advantage between Caitlyn and Kaisa is just enormous. Couple that with the Karma, and Kaisa simply cannot lane.
Right. So basically, they're gonna have their time cut out for them because they're gonna have to deal with that aggressive lane. But they do respond with even more aggression with that Leona pick. So tell me how the lane matchup is gonna be basically between these two pairings.
I'm really interested to see who comes in for the jungle for NA Vanguard because Kaisa Leona, normally is going to get pushed in by the Caitlyn Karma, thus opening the Caitlyn Karma to ganks. What Kaisa Leona are good at is burst damage. If Leona is able to land her EQ, that's 2 passive stacks for Kaisa, and assuming Kaisa runs Hail of Blades like she's supposed to, she can get off the passive full damage off really quickly and burst both Caitlyn and Karma.
Alright, so right now we are in the second phase of the bans, and we do see like there's a very good focus on the top lane because you do see Tryndamere and Ornn being banned out from the side of NA Vanguard, and then we do have a standard Mordekaiser ban from AAA. So they're basically just taking away all the top lane contenders, if you will. So what do you think it's gonna be, given how all the strong champions are being banned out one by one?
I mean, I really like the bans on the side of AAA. This Jarvan is so good with Kaisa and Galio, like Jarvan Galio combo, of course. But what Jarvan also enables is Kaisa to let go of her short range by jumping into the backline with all these people.
Right.
Volibear is a really good pick on the red side because it can be flexed between top and jungle, so they can see exactly what is coming in the top lane and then pick accordingly. But I think that's good jungle Volibear.
Right, it might be Jungle Volibear because he has been one of the strongest champions right now in both roles, and if I should may add, after his rework, and he has been a very popular pick for contesting in every single tournament. But that Garen instalock, really interesting.
Alright, give it to us. Give us the Zed.
Yeah, we saw the Garen. We've already seen this Garen.
Yeah.
Let's just go with that Zed right now. Okay, no, it's gonna be an Echo. So basically an Echo mid, which we haven't really seen. It's gonna be a Veigar. Okay, so so basically AAA opting to play a risky Veigar pick even in the midst of all those dive heavy champions that NA Vanguard have picked up.
I just want to say Fizz is not banned. Fizz is up, And Fizz would be a decent finish off to this composition if they're willing to play Galio top, because Fizz hard counters Vanguard, but I don't think that's gonna happen. I think this is gonna be a top lane pick. So let's see what the geared.
Okay, so it's
Maokai?
Maokai. So Volibear is in the jungle, Maokai is in top lane. Really good champion to hold off against Garen. Maybe not so much in the early game because Garen does want to push in with that aggression, but I'm really, really interested with that Vanguard pick. Against a team composition like this, you normally don't see teams pick an immobile champion like him, but he does have that scaling going on for him to compensate for any sort of late game falling off that their team might have. So I'm guessing they want to play for that late game. But looking at the composition of NA Vanguard, I'd say that they win a lot of the fights except for the ones in bot lane because Kaisa will get harassed down by Caitlyn and Karma given their range and their lane presence down there. So dragon fights might be skewed in favor of AAA, but the rest of the map, I'm not really seeing why NA Vanguard should lose any of the engagements in mid or top lane.
Yeah, so the composition on the side of NA Vanguards, I like to call it Kaisa and her bodyguards. It's a very standard composition that we've seen over like ever since Kaisa has been released. You basically attach as many people as you can for her to be able to stack her passive
Right.
and then therefore enable her. The only problem I have with this composition is it's like I play poker, right? It's like when
Uh
you
huh.
have a bad hand in poker and you see a decent board where you could like luck out and beat the best hand on the board, you decide to double down instead of folding, and that's what NA Vanguard seems to have done. Like
Right.
Kaisa, they saw got countered by the Caitlyn Karma for lane, but they're like, you know what? It's fine. We'll lose lane, but we have the better comp for team fighting, and that's where we want to get. If Vhagar one shots Kaisa though, NA
Yeah.
Vanguard's comp no longer exists.
Yeah, because NA Vanguard do not have that sort of, dedicated damage to, back up the Kaisa. So they're going to have to basically protect her for every sort of damage, any sort of damage source, honestly, in the late game, because all they're going to be good at in doing for the team fights come the late game, they're just going to basically tank and dish out utility and probably some sort of sustained damage through Maokai and Volibear, but that's still not going to replace a proper, carry setup, which they did opt not to go for. So for NA Vanguard, I think this should be an early mid finish. Like I think that's paramount for them to actually win out a game like this, because if they just stall it out, the Viger just gets better, better in terms of dealing damage and just scales like crazy. Also, that Caitlyn outscales Kaisa in the late game. So coupled with the fact that they do have a beefy front line in Zac and Garen, I really don't think that NA Vanguard has a game here that can actually go to late game.
Yeah, but like the one thing that is sort of not exactly missing, but like sort of glaringly like obvious hole for AAA on the side is the fact that their primary engage is Zac, right?
Right.
Kai'Sa excels at killing champions who are naturally beefy because of your passive that does damage on the basis of your max health, like percent damage. And if they're able to just avoid the Zac engage and kill him every single time,
Right.
suddenly their counter engages look so much better. The
Uh
thing
huh.
I'm looking at in this game though is the Volibear. I personally play a lot of Volibear jungle, and
Mm-hmm.
his early ganks are so good. This Caitlyn Karma cannot not push in lane. They have the natural pushing advantage in lane, so
Right.
they're really susceptible to ganks given how immobile they are. So I'm really interested to see if they can actually pull off this bot lane ganks. Because if you get Kai'Sa fed early, as you said, the early mid game for NA Vanguard is going to be really key.
Right. So basically, if Volibear does decide to actually prioritize bot lane, we are going to see some action, and that might skew it in favor of AAA, which is something that they might want to do more because that bot lane is the only place where they might actually see some sort of trouble going on, because they do have champions that can hold their own against NA Vanguard's team composition. But if bot lane loses, that means that NA Vanguard have their only damage source primed and ready, right? So that just sets up a bad precedent for AAA in the coming team fights. So yeah, they're going to be focusing a lot on that dragon area, so expect a lot of fights around that particular zone.
Yeah, for sure. The other thing I'm really interested in is like how is this Vhagar Galio matchup gonna be? Because traditionally Galio is an anti-mage champion. He
Right.
does really well into champions who deal magic damage. Though the key thing about Galio is that he wants to push his advantage against magic damage, like mages in lane. He's not
Mm-hmm.
gonna be able to do that against Vhagar. Oh, we see the Glacial Augment Vhagar coming out. That's really key. He's gonna build the Spooky Ghosts and the Hex-like GLP and basically guarantee his cage hitting every single time.
All right, so we are in the loading screen right now, and okay, so take us through the unsealed spellbook for Galio. Is that a keystone that we regularly see on such a champion?
Not regularly, but it makes sense. Like that. So basically, what I was getting at when I was talking about the matchup is that Galio can't actually do much in lane. He has
Right.
to start roaming around and start impacting the map way earlier than normal. So for him, it's gonna be all about like he has a TP for like mid
Mm-hmm.
game and late game fights, but it's gonna be all about switching to the right summoner at the right time. Like switch to the ignite when you're going for a bot lane gank, so you're able to
Right.
get that key damage over. Switch to an exhaust perhaps when you think you're gonna get ganked and you're playing weak side, so you can exhaust the Veigar because exhaust on Veigar is so good because of the amount of reduction in damage you do to all his abilities. Because Veigar as
Mm-hmm.
such is only a damage dependent champion.
Right. So basically, if you do have an exhaust on the Vigar, he's gonna be nullified a lot, and that ultimate burst is not gonna hurt you as much as it would. But yeah, like I don't think that Galio is gonna die in lane. He's just basically his goal would be to hold back the Vigar and zone him out from CS so that he doesn't get up and running as fast as he wants to. But Galio has the upper hand in terms of roaming, as you said. With that ultimate, he can just push in, get bot lane, use that ultimate on his AD carry, and then teleport back into lane, which gives him a lot of mobility in terms of, securing parts of the map that Vigar might not be able to do because he only has one TP, and that's a very, very hard commitment for him because he's going to miss out CS, which is really, really important for him to get started in the basic stage of the game, the early game, right? So it's going to be interesting to see how these lane matchups actually go around and how both these teams actually, address the macro play and every single nuance of each team. So I know that the junglers are going to have a lot of impact throughout the rest of the map because every single lane that they try to impact has a good consequence, right? We do see in a lot of matches where top lane is basically isolated because you might have something like an Ornn versus a Mordekaiser, which you might really not want to impact unless your strategy revolves around getting that early Rift Herald and then pushing out top turret or mid turret. But looking at both teams here, I think more emphasis will be put on mid, even more so in the bot lane because of, NA Vanguard's handicap reliance on the Kai'Sa. So I think that AAA want to actually exploit or try to address that particular strong side of NA Vanguard and try to exploit it and try to nullify Kai'Sa as soon as they can.
Yeah, I mean, I hope AAA Vanguard see what I'm seeing, which is an exhaust Kai'Sa. So when I said Caitlyn Karma is sort of a counter to Kai'Sa, I meant it as in terms of an extended fight. Like if they're able to get the push, they're able to just harass Kai'Sa constantly. But in a straight out brawl, 1v1, like fighting after everybody lands their abilities, Kai'Sa Leona wins hands down every single time. The key for Caitlyn Karma is just pushing the wave constantly and using the wave as a buffer to make sure that Leona is not able to engage. But when I see exhaust on Kai'Sa, I see fights. And if
Right.
that fight is gonna happen, I assume the Volibear is gonna come.
Okay, so are we in sync for this stream? I'm at 41 seconds, 42.
Yep.
Okay, so we're on sync together right now. Both these teams opting for a standard start spread out all across the map. No one's going to go for any crazy invades because, let's face it, both these teams really want to play it safe. This is the first quarterfinal game. NA Vanguard might want to play it even safer because they are down 1-0 against AAA because of that walkover. But NA Wonka really wants to scout out and see if he can spot anyone out. Gets that ward on Angel's Lotus. Pardon my slip of tongue right there. That's a really strange name, but okay. Angel's Lotus spots out that ward, but now they do have some semblance of an idea that Singla Jr. is going to start at the red buff, mirroring his counterpart in AA Lord, who's also going to start at his right side of the jungle. So really standard starts coming out from both these teams.
Yeah, like this is pretty standard. The one thing I do notice is the Kai'Sa Leona moving in the bot side towards the Tribush for possible Shees. I wonder if Caitlyn goes through. She is gonna go through there. Okay.
Okay,
All
Wiz
right.
might be in trouble. Angel's Lotus walking into
Oh,
two
God,
people.
that's
NA Wonka and Nightmare are just gonna lay down the pain on there. NA Nightmare flashes, but that clutch heal comes out from Neo, and that is gonna save Angel's Lotus, but he's gonna be at 100 HP, which is really going to pay badly for him. And Kai'Sa and Leona, they get their advantage down in the bot lane that they wanted. Wonka and Nightmare, that cheeky Tribush ambush working out for them. Nice job.
Yeah, very well done. Now the Karma doesn't have her exhaust. The Caitlyn doesn't have her flash or cleanse. Volibear started topside, so Volibear is ready. The bear's coming, and the bear's gonna make an impact.
Right, but as you can see right now, Wonka and Nightmare, they really do want to probably push out this lane and deny Caitlyn some CS, but they're opting to actually, zone this out, wait for that level 2, which Caitlyn won't get But yeah, that is not good news for AAA, honestly.
Yeah, it's actually really bad for them because this basically sets the tone for like the first like at least 3 or 4 levels. Because now they don't have the minions to buffer the Leona engage, and they have to constantly be aware of the fact that if Leona engages on them, Kaisa can follow up with some really good Halo Blades damage.
Right. So I just wanted to see if we're still on sync. I'm at 252,
Yeah,
255,
30. Oh no, okay, I'm at 301, 302,
301.
303.
Okay, wait. So I'm gonna have to like, wait. So what are you at right now?
Let's see. So 310,
Okay.
311.
All right, I think we're good. Okay, so Singla Junior wanted to gank mid,
Yep.
but yeah, NA Ash just using his dash out of there, not really doing anything right now. But Singla Junior might have been poised to actually gank, but his Garen is pushing down onto Xiao Raven.
Yeah, you see the Volibear in the bot lane just trying to get a gank off, but like Kai'Sa and Leona are happy. Like there's already a 10 CS lead or so. This wave will help catch up a little bit, but
Right.
damn, the Caitlyn Karma is a little bit oppressed as the oppressive lane, and that's not great for them.
Yeah, so that was their basic plan all along, right? They wanted to basically get to lane faster and then try and set up a dominant position to counteract the Kaisa and Leona, but they're now on the back foot finding themselves after that cheeky tri-bush ambush that Angel Lotus just actually walked into. But right now, they actually want to do something of their own. Here, they're waiting their tri-bush, but no one's biting. Here comes Singla Jr., not really having any sort of backup from Absentia, who was behind. And then the minions, Xiao Raven just uses the Q, shoos him away. But right now, in the bot lane, I'm not really sure. They just stopped laning and they're just sitting in the tri-bush waiting for someone to peek.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what they're thinking about because we saw from the pings that AAA definitely knew they were there.
Yeah,
So it's not
exactly.
like they sneaked in there.
You know what? We're gonna maintain dominant control of this tri-bush to assert more of our dominance.
Yeah, get the psychological gameplay in. But now you can see the natural Caitlyn Karma push coming in. I mean, obviously it was helped by the fact that Kaisa spent like 20 minutes in the tri-bush,
Right.
but the push coming in. The one thing I wanted to point out was, oh yeah, this.
Okay,
The,
there's a gank coming out of the top lane right now, and Xiao Raven and Singla Jr. is being taken. Okay, he does get taken down by Absentia. That was a really anticlimactic gank, honestly. They just took so much time to take down Xiao Raven that all the excitement for that gank just sapped away for some reason.
yeah, I mean it's a Maokai, right? He's not going to be easy to kill. But I just wanted to say that the fact that Singla Junior, I think he set that up really well. His first
Yeah.
gank came in at a time where the wave was naturally pushing against the Maokai, pushing towards the Garen, and that made the Maokai like he had to stay in lane and keep trying to push it in, or else a freeze would be set up. And now Garen has a kill and a massive CS lead over the Maokai. He's gonna scale
Right.
really well.
Right, so 15 CS already in the lead for Garen, and that is not really something you want to be facing off against, given the fact that you are a Maokai who is not a champion known for dueling. But here comes a TP out. The flash comes out from NA Wonka. Really good Angel Lotus keep going out. But here comes NA out. Deals a lot of damage onto Mio Mercy, but okay, there's a follow-up TP coming out from Absentia from the top lane, and Redacted is in there in tow. NA Nightmare gets taken down by Singla Jr., who slingshots in from the tri-bush. NA Wonka is now sandwiched between all members of AAA, and AAA pick up another kill. Here comes that flash shot from Redacted. That ultimate is not enough to kill off NA Ash, but AAA get 2 people down in the bot lane for nothing, and they're gonna start off this dragon.
AAA, we are ready to go. They've been waiting for this game from like game 1 where they got FF, and now they're just like, we want to finish the series out fast. We're not going to give you a chance at all. AAA are poised to win this game because now NA Nightmare, he's 0-1, and the entire advantage they got from the Tribush cheese is gone. They don't have the CS advantage anymore, and Caitlyn got a kill, so the goal lead, now Caitlyn has a goal lead.
So basically right now everything is set in balance again. So we do have Caitlyn and Karma who will continue their reign of oppression onto bot lane. Oh no, reinstate their reign of oppression in bot lane after that mishap. But yeah, really good macro play coming out from AAA. They saw that teleport down. They saw that proactive play coming out from NA Vanguard, and they responded really well. Their response was so quick that they actually ended up getting 2 kills on a dragon. So that sets them up really well going into this mid-game transition period.
Yeah, they were really aware of the fact that the dragon was up and that it was likely that NA would be trying to make a play around the bot lane, try and set up a dragon. They responded in appropriate fashion. They get the dragon for themselves. And this Garen, he's in a huge lead right now. You see, he already has the Phage for himself. He's going for the Triforce. And the key thing about NA Vanguard's composition, as we discussed, is that the only person who has damage.
Okay, so ping's going down in the dragon area.
Oh,
NA Ace Lord is in a bit of trouble here. He has to flash away. That trap almost hit him, but it didn't in time, and he escapes with his life.
Oh yeah, that's really unfortunate, and I think the key difference is coming from the junglers here actually, because normally you would expect a Volibear to be making impact all over the map. Uh, I'm not sure what exactly happened because the Tribush cheese, while it worked really well, it seemed to set Volibear off his original path. Like he wanted to gank bot from
Yeah.
his initial pathing, but he wasn't able to do that. And since then, the Volibear seems to be in a disarray. Right, as we see Singler Jr., he's just ganking all over the map.
Yep, and right now Absentia and Shao Raven going toe-to-toe with each other, but Absentia might want to actually go in for this. No, actually decides against it. Basically, the Bami Cinder proving too much to deal with right now. It is a strong item.
Yeah, and like Maokai in general, the amount of healing he gets from his passive is just like it's very hard to kill him. The one champion who could actually kill him though is Garen, given that he's gonna do true damage on his ultimate. So
Right.
at some point, Absentia is definitely gonna look for an all-in, but they're looking towards the Rift Herald now.
Right, but I do want to point out the fact that, during that time when Garen was actually in the bot lane, Absentia actually TP for that to kill and dragon, Shao Raven actually caught up in CS, so they're now in neck and neck, 58 to 57. But they do end up securing that Rift Herald because of that potential priority that Absentia actually carved out for himself through bullying out Shao Raven in the early stages. But here comes a gank. No, Singler Jr. That fizzles out as the Dark Binding actually... No, that's not the Dark Binding, that's the Event Horizon, right?
Oh,
But
what
right now in the
damage.
top lane, Absentia and Shao Raven going toe-to-toe with blows. Shao Raven uses his ultimate. Is that going to root him in place? Absentia gets rooted in place. He wants to go in for this. Q's and E's, spins to win. That might not be enough. Shao Raven has
Oh
him in his
no.
sights. That ultimate, that turret shot. Shao Raven escaping with 50 HP. That flash out from Absentia. The Q just shoos him away. Is it going to be Shao Raven who takes it out? He gets that sapling. The sapling targets the minions. Absentia and Shao Raven really, really low right now. And Absentia just chooses to spin around the minions.
Alright, that was a pretty anticlimactic fight, but we see like exactly what you were mentioning. Oh, in the bot lane? Never mind.
Okay, so in the bot lane, proactive plays go down, and the Drift Herald goes up in the top lane here. Singler Jr., accompanied by Absentia, they're going to push down this top lane turret as NA Vanguard look to actually make a play down in the bot lane. We do see Ace Lord waiting in the tri-bush, but that's not going to do anything. Redacted and NA Edge going to blows in mid lane as well. Action all around the map.
So this Volibear for the past, I think, at least 2 minutes, he's been sitting in the bot side. He kept trying to clear the Tribush pink ward, and now he keeps canceling his back in the bot side river. And you see that the experience difference is clearly showing. Singler Jr. is at level 7, Volibear is only at level 6, and this is going to matter a lot late game because while Volibear does become pretty tanky, Singler Jr. is going to outscale him for sure in terms of engaging, in terms of being the beefy frontline. So this is really unfortunate for NA Vanguard.
So basically, like, yeah, NA Ace Lord wanted to actually make something happen in the bot lane because they did realize that they were falling behind. And this is where the prioritization comes in, right? So AAA know that they have bot lane in check, so they're not really sending extra members down there to contest, while NA Vanguard just has to do the opposite because you need to reclaim that dominance that you wanted to assert in the first place, in the first stage of the game. So it makes sense to send in Ace Lord for a risky gank like that, but making him wait in one bush area near the river for no reason whatsoever, it also takes away experience from the Kai'Sa, so you actually end up hurting the Kai'Sa instead of adding on some sort of value through that gank, right? So that presence right there really didn't pay any dividend for NA Vanguard, and AAA are just happy to take it, you know?
Yeah, I have to commend Angels Lotus and Neo Maxi for like just calming themselves down and just stepping back for a second. They do lose some CS, but they're like, listen, we understand that NA Vanguard's only win condition is this Kai'Sa, so we're gonna step back, play a little safe, and not gonna give them any opportunity to enable this Kai'Sa at all. Alright, so I think this pause is gonna get over in a second. Game should be back on.
Well, this game is marred also by ping issues, and that walkover was also a factor that played in here. But as it stands now, if AAA can actually push their advantage to and convert it to a win, they do go through the semifinals because they're 1-0 up because of that walkover. Meanwhile, Shao Raven finds out Singler Jr. taking the Krugs. He's like, okay, you're not going away without a fight, but here comes that TP in from NA Ash. Singler Jr., you're in big trouble here. Passive pops from Zag. That is going to be a really quick finisher. Who gets the kill? That's going to be a question. Shao Raven picks it up. And yeah, that was really good response, but, you know, I'm not really sure if Singler Jr. needed to go for those Krugs. He already had an advantage with the 2 plates, so that was kind of greedy.
I mean, yeah, even if he wanted to go for the Krugs, he could have easily just used his E and got out of there, used his flash and got out of there. He's just
Oh, here goes NA Ash, and here comes Esports in tow. That might not be enough damage to take him down, but that knockup is in there. The stopwatch goes in. The turret is still not disabled. Okay, the turret just got back online. That stopwatch saves Redacted from dying a horrible death right there. That was really overcommitment coming out from NA Vanguard, and the fact that they burned so many things to try and kill Redacted and it didn't pay off is gonna set them on the back foot for the next few ganks.
Yeah, for sure. Like, Redacted is so, like, he's just a tiny little devil forming up right now, collecting his AP with his Q, and he's just stacking up easy peasy, right? Come, like, mid-game team fights, he's gonna be able to one-shot the Kaisa pretty easily. And now the Dragon coming up, we see all of AAA moving towards that grabbing division. Oh, they're starting it.
Okay, so they're gonna go for this Infernal Drake here, and AAA are poised to take their second dragon of the game. There's literally no one to contest for this. Bot lane from NA Vanguard just backed off, and they do have pings going down onto them. I'm not really sure if they're going to make it in time to contest or even have a fight right there. They just take that Infernal Drake, really easy peasy, like the easiest dragon that they'll take throughout the entire tournament, I guess, and they just walk away. So Ocean Dragon is going to be the sole Drake for this game, as the Summoner's Rift is filled up with vibrant plants and fauna and the waters.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really happy about the fact that it's the Ocean Drake. We got 2 Mountain Drakes in the first quarterfinals, and I'm not really a big fan of Mountain Drakes unless I'm playing the Wally Bear with the Zac, and then I'm really happy because, like, why not? Extra armor and MR. But the Ocean Drake, that's one of the best souls you can have in this game, and if AAA are able to keep pushing the Drakes the way they are right now,
right,
this Zac is just not gonna die in team fights. He's gonna keep gaining health back from his passive in the Ocean. So
looking at the Vision game right now, I feel like AAA have a really good grasp with the Vision, but NA Vanguard aren't really a slouch in that department either, because they do have their own wards right now. They're trying to secure as much vision as they can down in the bot lane area as well. We do see Sword making the same thing right there. NA Wonka misses that ultimate right there, but that stun goes on with that net. Here comes Sinla Jr. This is going to be a massacre for AAA, might be, but no. Here comes Absentia with that insane amount of damage. Shao Raven takes down Neo Maxi, and there goes the rest of the fight. That ultimate lands onto Wonka, but that Zenith Shield is going to save him from any execution damage. But what just happened right there? NA Vanguard pick up 2 kills from that fight.
Yeah, NA Vanguard doing well to keep making proactive plays and pick up kills. The one unfortunate thing that happened was that the kills went to the Maokai. Literally anybody else would have been better to receive the goal, but I guess some more tank. Oh,
they're not done yet. NA Sword goes in with that ultimate. Absentia wants to escape with his life as Singler Jr. goes in. Here comes NA Ash in tow with that support. Comes in with the taunt, misses. And Singler Jr. is gonna be dove under their turret. NA Shao Raven tanks as much as he wants to. He's gonna basically walk away with a kill to his name as well, which is, yeah, as you said, is unfortunate.
I mean, they ended up getting 4 kills for naught, so that's great. The funny part of that entire thing is that everybody got a kill, the Kaisa did not.
So basically the one champion, the one person you want kills to go to, you just deprived that.
Yeah.
Right there.
But it's not necessarily the worst thing, because her bodyguards are now extremely beefy. You see the Maokai has already finished his Sunfire Cape. The Bami Sinner coming in for the Wally Bear. And in general for the team, this was really important. Like, they're able to pull back the goal to even status now. It was looking really bad for them in terms of like how they're going to be able to scale. But if they're able to keep making proactive plays like this, then they will be able to do really well in the mid game.
Right, I feel like, you know, the teleport coming out from there, that was well executed, but the response from AAA was pretty lethargic compared to their response in the first time around. So yeah, they had to pay for it with their life with like 2 kills going on to like 4 kills going on to the side of NA Vanguard, but their only saving grace is the fact that NA Vanguard didn't translate it into any particular objective, so they still have that, but they're just gonna have to, consolidate their position around the map and contest for this Rift Herald right now because Shao Raven smells blood. He knows that this Rift Herald is gonna be contested for in a bit.
Yep, I'm just a little bit concerned about like you said, like AAA was a little bit lethargic, and if this Rhaegar gets caught out, Caitlyn's not in the greatest positions right now. She's going for the IE first build. That means she's not gonna really have a lot of
Okay, so there's a fight going on for the Rift Herald. Galio ultimate comes in, knocks up 2 members of AAA as Absentia tries really hard to take down NA Sword. Who's it gonna go to right now? That ultimate NA Sword gets taken down. Here comes Redacted, gets one in the cage. Shao Raven gets pulled down to the stun. But right now in the bot lane, we do see Kaisa picking up a kill on the Caitlyn. Shao Raven is now facing off against 2 members of AAA. That ultimate lands down, but Shao Raven is beefy enough, but that shutdown goes to Vanguard. That is not a person you want to be giving off shutdowns to, ladies and gentlemen. And that Rift Herald is still untaken, but AAA are poised to take it really comfortably as NA Vanguard also carve out another advantage for themselves in the bot lane. NA Nightmare finally gets his name on the scoreboard, and they might just want to push down this bottom tier turret because that Rift Herald is going down really quickly.
Right, this is like in boxing when like the two boxers end up like touching gloves with each other, and then they circle the ring a couple times, looking for the right moment to strike. And after like a couple minutes, they're just done, and it turns out into all-out cat fight. And that's what's happened now. We have action all over the place. In the first few minutes, the teams were judging each other, but now they're just like fighting constantly.
Right, so AAA pick up the Rift Herald for themselves. That is the second Rift Herald that they've done. And NA Vanguard are now in a position to actually take their first dragon of the game. AAA are not really in a position to contest, even though they have 2 members coming in. They do have vision onto the Dragon Pit right now, but I'm not really sure if they're going to try and contest this as the first Ocean Drake goes to NA Vanguard, their first dragon of the game.
Okay, so that's really important, that they're able to delay the whole idea of Soul Point coming in early, because if that dragon had gone over to the side of AAA, the NA Vanguard would not have been exactly in the best spot to be able to fight for it. The one thing I'm noticing right now is the double longsword for Volibear. So I think he might be going for a bruisery build rather than a full tank build, which I kind of like, because as we were talking about earlier, NA Vanguard need that external source of damage other than the Kaisa to be able to threaten the Vhagar in the backline.
Right. So basically, Volibear is taking it upon himself to deal as much damage as he can, and that is a really good idea, honestly, because Volibear does have a lot of innate damage built into his kit that scales, not scales, but makes a good impact from early to mid game. But come late game, it might just fall off a bit. But if you do build a more bruiserish style, you might be able to maintain that relevance in the late game as well, provided you stay long enough to deal as much sustained damage as you want to. But looking at both these teams right now, I feel like Vhagar, Redacted, is going to have a hell of a time, honestly, trying to take down the Kaisa. But he does have 4 beefy members of NA Vanguard to go through before he gets that juicy little kill, right? So it's going to be interesting to see how he plays around that, but AAA, there are no slouches either in the bruiser department. Zac and Garen, they're still strong as well. Zac is going full tank, while Garen is going for more of that damage bruiser build, which we do see is very popular in amongst the Garen players. So yeah.
Like Garen seems to be going for a Triforce along with the Black Cleaver, which I guess it makes sort of a little bit of sense in terms of the Black Cleaver, given how many tanks there are. But I don't know why you would build 2 phage items, given that unique passes don't stack. But I mean, he has a lot of gold. He has another Rift Herald in his pocket. But what I see right now is all of NA Vanguard moving towards the top side. They got the bot lane turret, and now they're gonna look to make a play on the top side. But the Zac is also there, so can AAA answer?
Okay, so right now, what do you think about this game? Where do you think it's gonna go, honestly? Like, both these teams, even though NA Vanguard are up by 2 kills, they didn't really translate it into any certain objectives, which is why they find themselves 700 gold behind right now. As the pause timer shows, as the pause timer ends, we will have a better idea of what's happening right now. But yeah, where do you see this game going, given the current circumstances?
I mean, for me, it's all about tempo and momentum, and right now the momentum for me is definitely in the hands of NA Vanguard. They're the ones who look decisive in terms of exactly what they want to do and how they think they're going to win the game. Because I don't think AAA, while they're playing really well, are understanding their win conditions easily. While we keep talking about the fact that NA Vanguard has only one primary damage source, AAA like has three damage sources in terms of the Caitlyn, the Veigar, and the Garen. But the Garen isn't really going to be able to affect the Kaisa at all. So it's going to be completely up to the Caitlyn and the Veigar. And while Veigar is doing really well, he almost has his Spooky Ghost item done. Caitlyn is really far behind. She built her IE first, which is normally a build I would recommend only if you're winning lane, not when you're playing weak side, because you need the attack speed otherwise to be able to like wave clear.
Right.
So right now, this game seems to be in the hand of NA Vanguard, who have been making the proactive plays. Right now, their position seems to be as if they're going to make another proactive play. You see the Galio moving from the mid river, and you see Wallyberg, Kaisa, and Leona all moving towards the Garen. And this Maokai, he has his ult ready, and he this is what he wants to do. He wants to engage instead of place. So NA Vanguard, they seem to have come into this game with like a game plan. They're like, hey, we're gonna enable this carry we have in Nightmare, and we're gonna make him a nightmare for the opposite team. AAA, they seem like a good group of five solo queue players, but they need to band together as a team and understand exactly what their win condition is and play and coordinate properly.
Right. But right now we did see like from the side of AAA, they did fall behind because of that cheeky play down in the tri-bush coming out from NA Vanguard, where Kaisa was Caitlyn was forced to back off. But Angel Lotus did come back into this game really quickly because NA Vanguard tried to push their advantage in the bot lane with those insane TP plays, but that response from AAA was absolutely exquisite, honestly, because they did get up 2 kills for nothing. But in the second phase of the game, where they actually did the same thing, and AAA was nowhere to be found, honestly. Like other teammates of AAA, I think their teleports were down, or maybe they just didn't want to prioritize that. But they do have the upper hand when it comes to objectives. They did get 2 Rift Heralds, which means that they had more turret pushing pressure. Might not have been able to get as much value out of those heralds as they wanted to, but that still creates that mental pressure for you in your mind that the enemy team has that Rift Herald and they might just start pushing in anyway, right? So right now, as we see, as the chips are falling right now, I feel like NA Vanguard are gonna go for contesting this top lane, as you do see 4 members of NA Vanguard positioned in the top side of their own jungle. So they might just try to flank through Tribush again. Galio, basically he wants to get in from behind to land his taunt onto Singler Jr. and Absentia. But we're just gonna have to see how this one pans out after that pause timer ends.
Yep. Some classic FPS issues coming in. They've sort of defined this series with the game one and how many like long pauses we've had in game two. And you gotta wonder, this has got to be playing on the minds of both the teams, right? Like
Right.
we're talking about this, and they're also thinking about everything we're saying while we're talking about it. And like NA Vanguard on their side of like, okay, we are making this play, we're making this play, and AAA are just like, okay, we need to stabilize, we need to figure out exactly what we're going for. Like you said, they have the objective advantage, so they're just thinking about how we get to that late game stage where Veigar simply cannot be dealt with on the side of any Vanguard.
Mm-hmm.
We're missing Angel's Lotus. Yep.
So basically, I think the reconnection is coming up. I'm not really sure. See, these types of long pause timers absolutely detract away from the momentum of the games. Like, you had a really good match going on, but unfortunately, these issues are some things that we just face all around, given the fact that these circumstances are not really under our control. But after this does resume, we hope to see the same level of intensity of the action that we saw in the first phase of the game. So, fingers crossed.
Yeah, I mean, even for the teams, the players sort of turn off. Like in the moment when the entire game is going on, you're fully focused and you're thinking about what you're doing next, and how you should be executing what you want to do. But when these pauses come in, the players sort of take a minute to sort of just relax, and that can be really bad for them because suddenly you realize when the game turns back on, you're not as focused as you were before.
Right. So right now in tournament games when we used to play back in the day, I feel like all these pause timers just was a huge mental stress for both these teams when
Hmm.
you're competing in a high intensity game as this, which is really really close, right? So you really want to get this over with. You really want to get this started so you can actually put those strategies that you're practicing in your mind to play. But then again, as the pause timer just runs out and your teammate's not going to reconnect or your opponent's not reconnecting, it plays that sort of pressure in your head, which is detrimental for your overall concentration in the game. So yeah, it's not really good for any team, honestly, this insane pause timer. But it is what it is, honestly.
Yeah, we really. I mean, you can't really. They can't really affect external issues coming into the game. And oh, all right, we get a update on that. I think we're gonna be starting in the next couple minutes. That's amazing.
Okay, so right now the AD carry is in the loading screen. Big round of applause. The drum roll is coming out for the AD carry who is going to come back into the game. As we do see, it is Angel Lotus, I think, who is having these FPS issues right now. Um, so let's see if he does make it in the next 2 minutes.
Yeah. Oh God. Now Luxo. Alright, what do you think this Volibear is building with the double long swords? I mean, I've seen the Hextech Gunblade build from I think it was Elixir's top laner, and
Mm-hmm.
a standard build would be the Titanic Hydra, given how much health he's going to be stacking. So which lane you think he's going to go? Do you think he's going to go the standard bruiser lane, or do you think he's going to get an actual full on damage item?
I feel like this might be a Tiamat that he's trying to build towards with those couple of long swords right there. But although the Hextech Gunblade might not be a very bad idea after all, given how both his abilities scale off of AD and AP, I just don't think that a jungler has that access to gold in terms
Hmm.
of the farm that he gets to sustain a build like that coming into the mid game, because you do need as much gold as you can. You do need to make the best use and the best value, get the best value out of the little amount of money that you get from the jungle camps, because he's not really actually snowballing his way out of the game, honestly. He's 114. It's a very standard start. So I guess it might be a Tiamat.
Yeah, Tiamat makes a lot of sense actually, especially because of the amount of damage you get from simply stacking health after building the Titanic Hydra. And the auto attack resets, which integrate really well with Volibear's W. So Tiamat will make perfect sense. Let's see what
Right.
he's doing. But
So
like,
we have
yeah,
we have quite a bit of quite a few viewers right now watching with us in the stream. So viewers, I just want to pose a question to you. Who do you think is going to take this game, and who do you think is going to take the series? Let us know down in the comments below, and we'll actually read out some of these comments for you guys.
yeah. Like, where do you think this game is going to go? The double A battery or the NA flash?
Double A battery. Or it just looks like a scream for help, like ah.
Oh yeah. I mean, yeah. When you see these four beefy dudes coming in towards you, trying to get on you, you will be scared for help.
That is basically what you want to go for. Yeah, you just read your team name out.
Oh god. Alright.
Okay, so the promise of the couple of minutes didn't actually fall through,
That's
so
it.
we're
Alright.
just gonna have to wait a bit longer.
Oh,
Okay, the clutch reconnect coming out from Angel Lotus. Are we gonna see this game going back into action? Ladies and gentlemen, the suspense is killing me. What about you, Sia?
oh god. Like, I know the viewers right now cannot see me, but I was literally pumping my hands in the air because I'm ready for this game to get going. I know how much mental stress the players themselves go through, but on the other hand, as a viewer, it just like the suspense is killing me. I want to see what happens next. This is like when you see a Game of Thrones episode or something, and you can see the next episode, but the power goes out, and you no longer have internet, and you're just like, bro, like why?
So we are back in this game, quarterfinals of the South Asian Championship League, powered by LG UltraGear. This is AAA versus NA Vanguard, as NA Vanguard want to go for a contest onto the top side of the map. And AAA are actually trying to respond to that in tow as well. They have the same idea. They're trying to take down this blue buff, as three members of NA Vanguard are actually closing down on the enemy jungle.
They get spotted, right?
Okay, so Redacted finishes taking off the blue buff, and that NA Vanguard attack just fizzled out into a standard lane push. They want to clear out this ward right now in the Baron pit to deny the enemy of any vision whatsoever of their impending push. So this is going to be interesting to see how it plays out. NA Ashe is going to probably get ganked by 2 members of AAA. That's not really an ideal trade that you want to do. Singlet Jr. still waiting in the bushes right there, but yeah, NA Ashe does spot out, does, intuitively think that, I'm gonna get ganked, so I just might as well take cover in the third. Angel's Lotus spot it's out. Wonka and Nightmare, but that ultimate lands onto Angel's Lotus, but that ultimate gets him away. He uses that net to clear himself off of that CC, as NA Ashe might be looking at a 2-man dive here, but no. Singlet Jr. and Absentia are actually wanting to push down this bot tier turret with that Rift Herald, as NA Vanguard are pushing down the top.
You see some of that rustiness from the pause coming in. NA Wonka, he got the ultimate perfectly, but he was not able to layer it with the Leona E coming in, and Caitlyn is just able to cleanse and walk away from that. But they really should be going for the dive here. They see that both the beefy dudes on the side of AAA are on the bottom side in terms of the Zac and Garen. And they get a turret for turret, but the Veigar is just free farming extra gold.
No, but NA Vanguard actually puts 4 members of their team up at top, but they're the ones who end up losing out as AAA get 2 turrets in the inner side. They pick up the mid turret inner side, and they pick up the outer turret for the bot lane. So they just get 2 turrets for 1. That's a really good trade coming out for AAA. AAA, honestly.
Yeah, I think NA Vanguard should have 100% gone for the dive. They have the Volibear who can disable a turret. They have the Maokai who can tank for ages. They also have a Leona who did the engage, but the engage didn't seem to be in sync with the rest of the team. And I think that's because of the long pause coming in. But so far, it's fine. All the players right now have most of their summoners. Garen's flash is just about coming up. So, we're primed for a fight right now. The Dragon's going to be coming up pretty soon. So, it's all about NA Vanguard. Can they take the right fights, or because this Veigar has his 2 items and he's gonna start taking over.
Okay, so yeah, basically they do need to shut down that Veigar, but the Kai'Sa not really going up to speed with the way that they wanted to. He has that mana immune, sure, but just a pickaxe and a recurve bow is not going to cut it, honestly, against that team composition, especially when you have Redacted with 2 items on Veigar, right? But I just want to read some comments for the viewers. It looks like a majority of them are favoring AAA to win, but we might just see that changing right now. Wow. AAA going for that risky Baron. NA Vanguard literally don't have a clue that they're starting it off. Their top laner is there. Xiao Raven is there. He just walks by like nothing's happening.
Okay, now they know they're going towards it.
Well, right now that they are going for it. Xiao Raven uses that ultimate, catches down Absentia, but that cage is gonna catch him with the stun. Here comes Galio with that ultimate. Hero's entrance right now. Meanwhile, a lot of damage being taken down onto Absentia. Redacted is in trouble. It has to flash off. Here goes Absentia. Takes down Nightmare. That damage is gone from the side of NA Vanguard, but AAA's team members are really low here. NA Vanguard have the damage to finish off these low people. Right now, they are going ham for it. They get 1 kill onto Absentia. NA Ashe wants to go in for this. As Singlet Jr. rejoins the fight, NA Sword gets taken down really low. He's gonna get taken down completely. Xiao Raven now facing the brunt of 4 members of AAA. As we do see, the ultimate comes out from Angel Lotus. Here comes a flash out from NA Ashe. He wants to get a last minute kill. He does onto Redacted. Can he do the 1v3? No. Angel Lotus picks up another kill for himself. And that fight, oh my goodness, it was so long drawn out. But AAA goes in, gets 4 kills for 2. Or was it just 3?
It was 4 kills for 2, yeah. But that was, as you said, such a drawn out fight. And the fight was basically showcased by the fact that as soon as the fight started, Veigar pressed R on Kai'Sa, and then she was just useless for the rest of the fight.
Right now, we do see another fight coming out from the side of NA. They take down Neomaxi, but AAA want to actually respond. Xiao Raven is in a bit of trouble here. Singlet Jr. has that passive up for the core, comes out from Absentia as that teleport comes in from Redacted. They might want to contest for this dragon. They really don't want to let this go, as 3 members of NA Nightmare are there, right there. NA Nightmare gets bursted, instantly obliterated, wiped off the map here. Redacted dealing insane deeps right now, ladies and gentlemen, as NAS desperately tries to get Angel Lotus or Redacted. This is going to be a fight. The AAA takes out a dragon, and Ace Lord just greeds for that steal and gets promptly taken down. AAA looking in control of this game as they want to secure this Baron, as 3 members of NA Vanguard are still down and out.
Yeah, the viewers know best. I mean, as soon as you mentioned that the viewers are saying that AAA are gonna win, they went for the Baron, won the Baron fight, got the Dragon, and now they're gonna get the Baron too. So this is looking really dire for NA Vanguard, and they have to really make a desperation play now.
The game was so close. The game was neck and neck, but AAA somehow managed to get themselves back onto the scoreboard. And the lack of damage coming out from NA Vanguard is showing as they want to go in for the fight. Xiao Raven uses that ult to go into Absentia. Redacted gets taken down. Absentia gets promptly followed. That shutdown goes to Kaisa. Here comes NA Ash with that follow-up. Right now, Ace Lord spots out Single Junior. He might be in trouble as the pause timer puts an end to everything.
Some serious issues in terms of ping and FPS for AAA. But right now, the way it's looking, it's gonna look like only Caitlyn is gonna get away with the Baron buff. And while 1 or 2 kills for Baron buff is not bad, 4 kills for Baron buff is bad. Like, you don't wanna, your Baron is basically useless when only 1 person on your team has the Baron buff, and when you're giving away 4 kills to the team who has to make the desperation play, it's not looking so great.
So this pause timer isn't going to be as long lasting as the last one, as we are going to go back into the game. But wow, AAA, their insane damage composition what they have going on for themselves right now. You have Garen, you have Caitlyn, you have Vanguard, is really paying dividends for them as NA Vanguard are struggling to deal as much damage as they want to. But Singler Jr. gets caught out between way too many members of NA Vanguard as he struggles to keep himself alive, gets the passive popped out. That's going to be a kill. I think they're going to give it on to Nightmare because he has been getting a few kills here and there, and they do need their Kaisa to ramp up as fast as possible because their lack of damage is really showing in these team fights, man.
Yeah, so what this Kaisa needs to do is, at least if I was the Kaisa, I would finish this Rage Blade ASAP and go for the Banshee's Veil. If you're able to dodge any one ability from the Vanguard with the Banshee's Veil, because the AP scaling in Kaisa is also really good, then you basically are able to survive the entire fight. And you see what happens in an extended fight when Kaisa stays alive. She's able to slowly clean up pretty much every single member of AAA.
Right. That is exactly what happened, honestly. Like, if you let the Kaisa roam around and just, get free damage onto them, she's basically like another bruiser champion. The longer she stays alive in a fight, the more damage she does in the entire team fight. She's not one of those AD carries who just does like 3-4 critical strikes, delete, right? She just does sustain damage because of that max HP scaling that she has on her W and her E. So that is something that has to be taken into account. You really don't want that Kaisa to pop off in these fights. You want to take her down as quickly as possible. Otherwise, she's going to start targeting certain members of your team and definitely take them out. So they do have the tools to do it. They just need to get that execution right because they did have that Baron buff in their field right now, which they still do, honestly. So it's gonna be interesting to see how they actually take advantage of it.
Oh, couple really interesting item choices on the side of NA Vanguard. Remember when you mentioned it's not very gold efficient to be building the Gunblade? Something that is even less gold efficient to be building is the Triforce. And this Volibear building the Triforce, questionable, but okay, I get it, damage. I'm really confused as to why this Kaisa has a Negatron cloak. Is she gonna build a Wit's End? Like,
I think it might be the Wit's End, honestly, but I think that, when you're facing off against a Vanguard, any piece of magic resistance just looks good, so you just grab the nearest thing that you have in the store and just, like drape it around yourself and hope for the best. And that is exactly what I think the Kaisa wants to do with this Negatron cloak. Nightmare is really scared of this Vanguard right now.
I mean, I get that, but like the Wit's End is great as an item when you're able to actually use its passive in terms of when you're low on health and get some healing off. This Vanguard has a white stack. He's literally gonna pop you. Like, he's not gonna let you auto attack. Like, literally, come here, I pop, and you're dead. And I'm not really sure. Okay, she's definitely going for the Wit's End because the recover comes out. So okay, this will be really interesting because if that works out, the Wit's End is an amazing item for Kaisa in terms of extended fights.
So basically, Vanguard now has 225 stacks on his passive, which it will play really well with the 3 items that he's built. He has a freaking Void Staff, and no amount of magic resistance is going to help you survive the initial burst damage that he just puts out with that Primordial Burst, right? So Not really sure. Kaisa, maybe it would have been better for Nightmare to get a GA. A quick GA might have been a better option.
Even as Zhonya's, like when I play Kaisa, my third item in such games is usually a Zhonya's. The reason I said Banshee's Veil is
Okay, so Absentia is being taken down by 5 members of NA Vanguard.
eh.
And Leona ultimate being used for him. It's a really, really slow burn. Nightmare gets that kill, which is really essential for the side of NA Vanguard. But yeah, that was not really the best way to play Garen. Like usually Garen's the one who sneaks up from behind a bush, and now he's the one who got snuck up on. So roles being reversed here right now, and they're gonna pay for it with a dragon, hopefully, for the side of NA Vanguard. But here comes AAA. They do know that they want to contest this. Do they actually fancy a risky steal? We're gonna have to find out.
Oh,
Okay, so Angel Lotus is dealing a lot of damage right now. Shao Raven is taken down really low, but red team, NA Vanguard secures the dragon. Angel Lotus is now off range, but Singla Jr. takes down Shao Raven. Here comes Ace Lord with that ultimate. Hero's entrance comes out from Ashe as well, as this fight fizzles out between these two teams. AAA happy to get just one kill in trade for that dragon.
I mean, yeah, a kill for a dragon is not really that bad when losing the dragon means a soul point for AAA. But they do have priority, so they're gonna push into the mid lane and. Ooh. Wait, no, Kaisa, don't.
Okay,
Bad.
so
Bad.
I'm just delayed right now, but as we can see right now, a lot of stuff is going on in this fight right now. NAS survives with a sliver of HP as Nightmare is being chased down relentlessly by 3 members. Here comes 2 members of NA Vanguard. A triple kill comes out for Nightmare before he gets taken down by the Caitlyn. Oh my goodness, what is happening in this fight? NA Wonka holding on for dear life as that TP comes out from that. NA Wonka with that flash Zenith Blade gets onto Absentia. That stun might not be enough to hold back Absentia and Singla Jr. And both these teams are just playing this back and forth where none of them are actually getting any sort of hard dividends out of the fight except for a few kills. But that was a really good fight for NA Nightmare, who ended up getting a triple kill. And now his Muramana is also done.
Yeah, his Muramana is done. He finishes his Wit's End, and I think he's gonna get a QSS now. So that makes a lot of sense. But I mean, it's working out. Like Nightmare, I thought he was dead because he got hit by the freeze ray, but he managed to flash out and then ult back into the fight, and he played that really well. And if he's able to like pull those maneuvers off every single fight and actually survive, then yeah, this beefy comp definitely works.
Right, and right now, you know, like, even though there is a goal difference right now, a 2.4k goal difference in favor of AAA, I feel like this match is just really, really in a stalemate, honestly. As AAA, ping's going down onto the Baron side, they do want to contest this as fast as they can, because they do want to, you know, consolidate this advantage, prevent the Kaiser from getting too big, and try to end this game, because, you know, even though they have damage on their side, they're not being able to access this Kaisa easily because of all that strong frontline presence that NA Vanguard have.
Oh, okay, she's not going for QSS. She's just straight up going full on. I'm gonna try to not get one shot and then regen it with the Hex Shrinker coming in. And I guess that makes sense. And now that I see a Hex Shrinker coming in, a Wit's End makes a lot more sense. Because if your idea is to just survive the initial burst of damage, the Wit's End like helps you just deal a lot more damage later because of the on-hit damage that Kaisa is getting with the Rage Blade, but also in terms of the healing she gets because of being low.
Right, so this entire game for NA Vanguard is centered around Nightmare. He is the MVP for them, and they need to protect him with their life. Otherwise, they do not have a chance to win. They funneled a lot of gold onto him. He's now sitting at 196 CS, still not the highest in the game. That belongs to Redacted with 234, but NA Vanguard, most valuable player definitely is Nightmare, and they really do need to protect him from all that diving presence that AAA have. But here comes a Baron standoff right now. They're waiting in the pixel brush, waiting for AAA to make a mistake, but they're just going to wait patiently for them to overextend. Neither of these teams actually want to force basically a disadvantageous fight for any of them right now. It's too late in the game and too crucial to lose.
Yeah, I mean, this is really interesting from both teams, and we see that it's a really good call by AAA to not actually step up and call the bluff in terms of pulled off by NA Vanguard of not doing the Baron, but this is what you call Mexican stalemate, I guess, where both teams are sort of just stuck in a position and neither wants to make a play because if they make a play and they mess up, that might mean the end of the game for them.
Right, so right now both these teams really know that their next objective will be the Dragon or the Baron because, you know, when Dragon comes out and if you let AAA take it, they're going to get that soul point, and that soul point is not really something that you want them to get, given the fact that they do have a Garen, they do have Zac, and the fact that, you know, they have Veigar and Caitlyn, and allowing them to sustain in these fights is not really the ideal scenario. But what AAA can also do is try and contest for that Baron while they deny the soul point. But right now, Nightmare wants to go in. Neo Maxi is taken down really low here. 5 stacks, 1 more auto attack should have done it, but Nene Nightmare is out of range as that flash came out from Neo Maxi. Here comes Redacted. Spots out the Maokai. Shao Raven gets taken to half HP as the Dragon is going to spawn in just a bit here as the Scream of the Ocean Drake falls down. This is soul point for AAA, ladies and gentlemen. NA Vanguard know that they have to deny this, otherwise they're going to be on the back foot for quite a bit. So this is going to be the penultimate fight, which might decide the growth of the game. AAA already in advanced position to secure this, but that dance is going to take them down to NA Ash, who gets a lot of damage peppered onto him, gets taken down to half HP. He still has that magic shield up, so he's safe from Veigar. But what is going to happen right now? This fight breaks out in the Dragon Pit area. 4 members versus 5. Ace Lord goes in with that ultimate to 5 members and just gets taken absolutely down by Absentia. NA Ash can't reach the Caitlyn or the Veigar, and they're just doing free damage here as NA Vanguard are being dismantled, but that damage comes out from Nightmare. The turnaround, the double kill comes out from Nightmare. He's still alive. Shao Raven and Wonka is still alive. I think Shao Raven is DC, but Nightmare, triple kill. This might be the quadra. He turns this game around even with an AFK top laner. Quadra kill comes out from the side of NA Vanguard. What a turnaround, ladies and gentlemen, and what a fight.
Yeah, the way that fight started, I thought it was done for NA Vanguard, but the Kaisa managed to ult in the back and get those key kills on the low health targets, and now it's gonna look like a quadra for the Kaisa, and NA Vanguard is online. Their comp seems to be working out. Like even though the Volibear and the Galio got insta bursted by the Veigar, they soaked up all the damage that the Veigar had to offer, so the Kaisa is able to put out her damage.
My goodness, Nightmare, what are you doing on this Kaisa? Absolutely dominating the map right now with that rampage. He is at 12.45, sitting at a 600 gold bounty, cooling off. They're now gonna hit soul point as well with their 3rd dragon of the game, and NA Vanguard right back into this game, and AAA now find themselves on the back foot with that fed Kaisa that they really need to engage upon. Like, the fight was going so well in favor of AAA. They had all their carries relatively unscathed for the majority of the fight, but then when they wanted to go for a Nightmare, he just turned around and said, no, you're not getting to me, as Shao Raven and Wonka survived just long enough to allow Nightmare to deal out insane amounts of damage onto the back line and the front line of AAA. All of the resistances, all the magic resist that they've actually strived to build fell to nothing in the face of Nightmare's Kaisa.
Yeah, like, Jesus, once the Rage Blade stacks were on and he reached his 6 stacks, single and a double auto attack from him was able to one-shot Karma and then one-shot Caitlyn, and suddenly the AAA team didn't look as good, right? Like, this team on the side of AAA, at the start of the fight, they looked amazing with just buying time for the Veigar to dish out the damage. First, he was able to kill the Volibear and then kill the Galio, and the Zac with the Gargoyle Stoneplate just standing in the front line and preventing Nightmare from moving in. But Nightmare played that really well. He was able to ult into the backline and therefore get access to the carries of AAA. And this is now a really interesting game because as far as gold is concerned, it's only 1k difference, but it doesn't really matter. The objectives are equal. The turrets are not equal, but like in terms of map pressure, NA Vanguard is ahead. So it comes down to simply who wins the next fight, because the next fight could mean Baron or Soul Point.
Right, so basically the Dragon just got taken down, so that leaves them with a bit of time before that objective is up, but they are going to contest for Dragon soon. Either of these teams will want to contest for this, because this game has gone out for quite a while, 35 minutes, even with that 10+ minute pause timer. This is this has been an exhausting game, and even if NA Vanguard actually end up winning this to stalemate the series 1-1, they're gonna have their work cut out for them, because AAA have proved themselves to be not really slouches that are pushed over easily, right? So even with this amount of fatigue that both these teams are going to suffer through, I'm not really sure how Game 3 is going to pan out. It's going to be more subjective than this one, where both these teams are on their prime. They're trying to get as many objectives as they can. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how the rest of this game pans out, because we have a cracker of a game right now.
Yeah, for sure. Like the death cap coming in for the Vanguard, he almost has 1000 AP now. This is like a solo queue game where there's this Master E who just popped the hell off, and your entire team is just spamming kill E, and now it's just replace the E with Kaisa. 'Cause
Yeah.
all they have to do is kill the Kaisa and they win the game.
We might just see a Kaisa ban if this goes to Game 3 or any other hyper carry ban. But yeah, even though AAA had that damage advantage with their team comp, it is not paying dividends for them right now. Even though NA Vanguard were losing that fight, they still managed to claw themselves back out, given the second last fight, where Nightmare ended up getting 3 kills instead of 4 like in the last one. So that was a mistake from AAA's side that is, biting them back right now, as Nightmare has just absolutely popped off. And he is their MVP for this game. He is the one who has to carry this through for NA Vanguard.
Yeah, the amount of pressure Nightmare must be feeling is actually insane. The entire game lies on his hand. Like, he can win the game for them, he can lose the game for them, and if he just steps up by mistake for a second and gets caught, the game is over. If he manages to play it well, then they win the game. So, like, this is so close. And I just want to point out that right now, Galio has the TP and the fence coming in, so you see him on the bottom side of the river. And
Right.
Garen also has his TP. But for the Galio, it's going to be way better being on the side lane, because he's able to ult lane as compared to the Garen, who has to have a proper ward where he can TP in. So it's all up to NA Vanguard right now. Like, which fight do they take and which fight do they not? Because if AAA are engaging too early, then this NA Vanguard counter engage is too strong for them to be able to hold off.
Right now, they might be looking at Shao Raven here, as he is overextended himself. Singler Jr. catches him on. That might not be enough CC to hold him back. Never mind. Here comes Redacted with that cage down. That's going to be enough damage onto Shao Raven to actually take him down. And my game is stuck for a while.
It took a while, but yeah.
Yeah, but Redacted picks up that kill with that primordial burst, as Nightmare spots out Absentia. This might be curtains for him. That Zolar player just lands out with a slow portion. NA Nightmare with that Void Assault going in. 3 traps are there. Wonka does get taken down, but no. Here comes Nightmare, popping absolutely off. Signal Jr. tries desperately to take him down, but NA Nightmare is still going on. NA Wonka is getting into the fight. NA Ash takes down Redacted, and that's going to remove a lot of the damage. Ace Lord goes in with that flash onto Angel Lotus and Neo Maxi. Here comes the hero's entrance from Galio as well in tow. Angel Lotus still doing a lot of damage here, as NA Ash gets Angel Lotus with that taunt. The knock-up, the follow-up Q. Not enough damage, as Angel Lotus is still kiting back for his dear life. Ash Lord taken really, really low. That ultimate is gonna basically seal the deal for him, but Wonka blocks it off with that shield, and they might want to contest Baron, but they're really, really low, so they might just want to leave this one behind for now.
Yeah, I think they just push mid lane instead, try to get as many kills as they can, because Dragon
But
is
right
coming
now,
up and that's going to be sold.
flash from NA Ash and a follow-up from the Volley Bear. Ace Lord is in there. Angel Lotus gets taken down, and NA Vanguard are poised to take this Baron.
Yeah, this is huge. That was brilliantly played by NA Vanguard. They were able to completely zone Redacted off of Kaisa and actually managed to kill him. That was very well played by NA Ash and NA Ace Lord, with the Galio ult coming in and the damage coming through to actually kill the Vanguard. Now they have Baron, they have the tempo advantage and the map treasure to get the Ocean Soul point. And with Ocean Soul, I'm not even sure if their entire idea of NA Vanguard not having enough damage still stands, because if with Ocean Soul, this Maokai becomes suddenly so hard to kill. This Volibear also, who's building Triforce, was bad in the short term, but in the long term might actually work out.
It's actually paying dividends for him right now. That long-term investment of that Triforce might not be the most gold-efficient item for a jungler, but he's making it work with those proactive plays. He's 1-5-12. He has enough to take advantage of it. As AAA do have vision on this dragon. It's the Soul Dragon, ladies and gentlemen. Gets taken down to half HP. Is this gonna be it for NA Vanguard. It is. That steal was trying to come out, but here comes Singler Jr. with that initiate. This might not be a fight that AAA want to actually fight. Redacted tries to deal as much damage as he can with that cage. Gets NA Wonka and Shao Raven taken down to half HP, but that's really nothing doing, honestly, as NA Vanguard walk away with Soul Point and Baron after just 2 minutes of that fight. And NA Vanguard look poised to actually push in for the win.
Wow, like NA Vanguard played that really well. Like they're able to control every single objective, but now it's still the same situation in terms of you want to kill the Kai'Sa, but I'm not sure if killing the Kai'Sa is enough now. Like the death cap comes in for the Galio, and even the Galio with the Ocean Soul is going to become so hard to kill. He's going to be able to zone the Veigar off of himself, and suddenly all the pressure that was on Nightmare's head is now on the head of AAA. Like they were in control for a majority of this game, but now they're not anymore, and I don't know how they're going to respond.
So Garen has picked up a Zeal, which is very interesting, honestly, given how he hasn't been able to survive in the fights long enough for him to deal considerable amounts of damage to make an impact. He opts for something that gives him more attack speed and movement speed.
Yeah, I'm not so sure about that. I assume he's going to build a Phantom Dancer, which is a build that Garen goes for when he's fed and he's pushing side lanes. It's also a build that you go for when you want to pop a carry, but like, if you wanted to do that, you should have done that before the Ocean Soul came in, not after.
Yeah, I'm not really sure how these builds are actually, you know, playing against NA Vanguard. I'm not really sure is that they're just following as Shao Raven goes in onto Redacted. They do get a pick onto him. Veigar gets instantly popped as a major damage source gets taken out for the side of AAA. NA Vanguard zoning into the mid lane turret. They're just running it down. Singler Jr. is getting taken down as well. He's the tanky laner, but he still gets taken down. Absentia, that Zeal isn't going to pay any dividends for him as he gets hounded down by 4 members of NA Vanguard and gets promptly taken down. That is going to be a semi-ace as 4 members go down, but Singler Jr. gets taken down to finish the ace by Nightmare, who is at 15-4-7, and NA Vanguard are just going to run it down in the mid lane to secure game 2 after falling to that unfortunate walkover. It brings the series back into a stalemate of 1-on-1, and we have a series here, ladies and gentlemen. NA Vanguard, they were down and out. They were looking very shaky, but NA Nightmare just pulled a rabbit out of his hat and just secured and carried this entire game 2. Wow.
If game 3 is anything like game 2, I can say for sure AAA are going to have serious nightmares come tonight.
Love that pun right here, as we are gonna go into some of the damage numbers here for both these teams, and surprise surprise, it is Nightmare way ahead in the charts. Not really way ahead, 5,000 damage ahead, 43,612 in comparison to the Caitlyn on the opponent team. Angel's Lotus still following in suit with 38,000, which is a surprise considering the fact that, you know, Redacted's Vanguard did, you know, visibly more damage, I would say, but that sustained damage coming out for the Caitlyn did beat him out. And that is a testament to how much of a struggle Redacted actually had to go through in these fights. But right now, ladies and gentlemen, we are gonna go for game 3 soon, so stay glued to this screen. Do not go anywhere.
Numerous forces aimed at the Earth. Let the glorious battle begin. Geared up for victory. LG UltraGear Gaming Monitor. Numerous forces aimed at the Earth. UltraGear gaming monitor. Numerous forces aimed at the Earth. Let the glorious battle begin. Geared up for victory. LG UltraGear gaming monitor. Numerous forces aimed at the Earth. Let the glorious battle begin. Geared up for victory. LG UltraGear gaming monitor. Numerous forces aimed at the Earth. Let the glorious battle begin. Geared up for victory. LG UltraGear gaming monitor. Numerous forces aimed at the Earth. Let the glorious battle begin. Geared up for victory. LG UltraGear gaming monitor. Numerous forces aimed at the Earth. Let the glorious battle begin. Geared up for victory. LG UltraGear Gaming Monitor. Numerous forces aimed at the Earth. Let the glorious battle begin. Geared up for victory. LG UltraGear Gaming Monitor. Numerous forces aimed at the Earth. Let the glorious battle begin. Geared up for victory. LG UltraGear Gaming Monitor. Numerous forces aimed at the Earth. Let the glorious battle begin. Geared up for victory. LG UltraGear Gaming Monitor. Numerous forces aimed at the Earth. UltraGear gaming monitor. Numerous forces aimed at the Earth.
Hello and welcome back to the TEC South Asia Championship League powered by LG UltraGear. We are in game 3 of this exciting best of 3 series between NA Vanguard on the blue side and against All Authority on the red side. Game 2 was extremely close, right? Wasn't it, CA? But Nightmare, man, had a carry performance on the Kaiser.
Yeah, they pulled it off so well. Like the fact that they're able to pick that team composition, that win condition of Kaisa, even after seeing the Caitlyn Karma, and then win the game after going down so bad, has to show them exactly how much confidence they have coming into this game in Nightmare, right? And now they're on the blue side. It's gonna be really simple, I think, for them. They're gonna go for something similar, get a hyper carry for Nightmare. The real question is, what do AAA do? They have the counter pick, they have the red side, so where do they go?
Yeah, this is basically game 3 was a toss, and again, and any Vanguard won the toss and chose to go take blue. So they really prefer taking that first pick on their side. I'm not sure what they will pick right now, but it could just potentially be the Kaisa yet again. The Nightmare has proven that he can really 1v5 on that champion. Had some really nice engages and disengages, and trying to avoid the Veigar cages like you said. So let's see what Vanguard end up picking. No matter, it's going to be the Galio. Again, a very team-oriented pick. Ash in the mid lane has been very comfortable playing it, and I like that pick coming out for them because they are ready to team fight. That's what they're trying to say with this one.
Yeah, it also has a decent amount of flex potential. Kaisa Galio itself is a really good lane. So as on the blue side, you ideally want to get a pick that not just has power, but also has the potential to be changed if for whatever reason, like if right now AAA pick a Corki, I don't know if you want to play Galio into Corki or something like that.
Yep. And again, the Zach pickup coming right here for Singla. I doubt that's going to be a Trindamer mind pick. Oh my lord, it has happened. The Trindamer has been line pick right here. What do you think of that pickup so far?
I was really questioning it because last time in the second round of Banface, they banned Tryndamere, the NA Vanguard banned Tryndamere, and the way NA Vanguard have structured their bans, the Zyra, the Lissandra, the Zereth, they all look very targeted bans towards like players on the side of AAA. So it's just the fact that Tryndamere seems to be for who is it? Essentially a really sort of comfortable champion that he can basically carry the entire game on. Tryndamere as a champion, while he's known for this sort of split push style, is actually really good team fighting wise because he can be that frontline champion who constantly keeps pushing towards the backline of the team. When you see Nightmare on this hyper carry that seemingly cannot die, another champion that actually cannot die is a really good answer to that. But here we see NA Vanguard just going for the same composition. He's running it back. And what do you think? Like NA Vanguard just have this comp setup straight. They're going for the same beefy comp.
Yeah, and like if it doesn't like if it keeps working, then why change it, right? Again, a Maokai into a Tryndamere, honestly not a bad matchup for the Maokai. If unless a Tryndamere like really knows how to play aggressive, uses the ignite for his advantage and split pushes to oblivion at this point, that's literally a win condition. And they also have Vayne picked up, which again makes me wonder, okay, they have a plan to play split push with Tryndamere. That means the other half of the map needs to play safe and needs to have enough wave clear, right? So that they can keep wave clearing while Tryndamere is split pushing bot. Then they go ahead and pick a Vayne. Which makes you wonder, like, what is their plan right now? Because it's a more suddenly like into a Leona. If your Leona can land in E, then you just get stun locked and you die. There is not enough range for you to hit the back line. And if any Vanguard want to play like a safe AD carry who can hit them, then there's literally nothing the Vayne can do. And now with Banter's champion pool also getting banned out, it's really going to be interesting at the least to see what AAA is planning to do here, because I'm a bit skeptical about that Vayne pickup right now.
Yeah, for sure. Like we see NA Vanguard coming into game three with the same game plan they had in game two and a very clear win condition in Nightmare. They're like, we're going to protect Nightmare and we're going to enable him. But on the side of AAA, I'm feeling this sort of solo queue pattern. The Zac picked up for the comfort, the Tryndamere picked up for the comfort. Oh, we see a lot of beef. You know what count as beef? Wayne. Sure, Wayne count as beef, but she needs people to stand in front of her and be able to protect her from the other team. Otherwise, she's kind of useless.
Yeah, and I guess now that you mentioned that, it's a very good point. Like, it could potentially be like a tank buster right now, which in their case they definitely needed. And here again, the Leona blind pick and the Morgana are getting banned out. Absolutely counters the Leona right here. So that's a very good pickup coming from AAA. And suddenly, the draft starts to make more sense with the Morgana and the Vayne bot lane. Let's see what gets picked on the other side. Ashe is banned, Kaisa is banned, Ezreal is banned, Nightmare's Vayne is picked. He's really left dry in his AD carry champion pool right now.
Helios,
Oh my lord, they are just doubling down on the engages here.
is it
J4
tied for
picked up.
200? Oh, okay.
Oh,
Wow.
200. He would be a great pickup, but he's been nerfed very badly in the recent patch. So he's not a strong pick anymore. I like the MF again, very strong lane bully. MF Leona, great bot lane. And MF will be able to be at the back and provide sufficient damage, not through just her auto attacks, but through her ultimate. So I really like that coming out. In the mid lane, however, now, our boy Redacted does clear pretty mean Zed. I doubt he'll pick it in this composition, but Echo seems to be his choice into the Galio. And again, very heavily team oriented comp from the blue side. But what do you make of composition from AAA right here with the Echo, Vayne, Tryndamere top, and the Zac?
So something that has been prevalent in like almost every league in pro play like the LCS, LEC, LPL is the common understanding that for a very obvious reason 131 simply doesn't work in this current meta. So what I'm really curious about is the fact that unlike the last game where the Kai'Sa is actually this late game scaling beast that can move around the entire team fight using her ult, any Vanguard have this misfortune, right? This misfortune, while she's way better than Kai'Sa in the early mid game, falls off really hard as compared to Kai'Sa late game, and is also much easier to shut down because she doesn't have the invisibility, she doesn't have the ult to reposition, she's an immobile AD carry. So on one hand, 131 doesn't work, but Tryndamere and Echo are really good champions in order to just run towards the misfortune and kill her. Because the instant this misfortune dies, Wayne is just online and she can just burst through this entire the rest of the team.
Yeah, like the only thing I think any Ash needs to do is build so much AP that he can probably try to one combo her. But I like the Echo pickup because Echo will be able to provide some level of wave clear for his team if he's able to simply just press his Q and get a couple of items. But my eyes are going to be definitely on this Tryndamere pickup, Absentia. I have not seen him play Tryndamere up until now. He's really an on player, or sometimes yes, he will pick up some other champions, but Tryndamere is a very split push. I'm going to beat you in lane, then beat you in game, kind of a champion, and it's a very mechanically intensive in terms of how you want to split push and how much map awareness you need to have when you're doing these things. So I want to see how he plays out, because a lot of this game is resting on Angel's, Lotus, and Absentia's shoulders, if I'm really honest with you. Because the Zac, yeah, he's going to provide some disruption for his team. Yeah, he's probably going to interrupt the MF ult if possible. But I feel like, once J4 lands his ult, the Vayne will get stuck. Like, she can, like, the only way she can run is if she flashes out. But if the J4 lands his ult onto the Vayne and the Galio follows up, I do not see a Vayne surviving that team fight at all. So I'm really curious to see how this plays out. Meanwhile, also laning phase matters, right? Like the fact that there's an MF will definitely bully out. So that means that Ace Lord in the jungle will have priority in the bot lane. Top lane, however, will be a different story, because Tryndamere is going to have a lot of priority if he's able to make this game work. But at the moment Maokai gets himself a Randuin, sign of Sunfire, maybe even builds a Bramble for himself so that he doesn't allow the Tryndamere to heal, then suddenly I think the Tryndamere becomes useless. So unless he snowballs here, I think the Tryndamere will have his work cut out for him.
Yeah, for sure. Like I have my eyes on Singler Junior on the Zack. Like he was able to pull off some really good ganks early game last game, and he did get Absentia a kill on the Garen last game against Maokai. If he's able to pull off something similar and get the Tryndamere rolling, it's much better to snowball on a Tryndamere than a Garen. And what I like you said, right? The change up in the compositions for NA Vanguard is the MF and the Jarvan. As compared to the Volibear, the Jarvan has a guaranteed lockdown where he can just keep Wayne in a box where while Galio comes in or the Leona ult comes in, and it becomes insanely hard for the Wayne to actually maneuver around the fight. And it becomes simply a question of execution for me. Because when you look at scaling, in terms of scaling, neither team, while in terms of objectively champion, I would definitely say AAA has better scaling. In terms of actual teamfight execution, the easiness of it, I think NA Vanguard has a thing. So it just comes down to who is actually able to pull off what they believe their win condition is. Because for me, I see a very simple, very like executable win condition on the side of NA Vanguard. But for AAA, they have so many options that I'm scared they might end up confusing themselves.
Yeah, and actually, like this has been any Vanguard's playstyle. They generally love to play these team fight oriented champions, where every player on the team has played so many of these games that they know exactly what the job is. And yeah, you can call this an easy to execute com, but if it works for them, then why break it, right? It's only when these players tend to meet like a really high level of skill players is when they tend to lose. But on equal skill levels, their composition seems to be always a tad bit better in terms of team fight execution, which is what it boils down to. And we are in the quarterfinals, guys. This is game three, man. The winner will proceed on to the semifinals, so everything is really up for grabs for both these teams. And AAA, it's their first time reaching the quarterfinal stage. This is also relatively new team. They have put their heart and soul into the game two match, and game three, like this is their chance to redeem themselves a win and make it even further into this tournament. So I really like the underdog story coming out from them. And you can see already Absentia has opted for a teleport, not an ignite, which I think makes me question why, because Trindamere just want to like split push as much as you can, but never mind, he chooses to do that. That does mean that Maokai will have a slightly easier time, right, Sia, because there's no ignite, but kill potential that the Trindamere will have on him in the early game.
Yeah, like that's what I was thinking too. Like if the Zac was gonna gank early, ideally you want to ignite so you're able to guarantee the kill for sure. Because Maokai otherwise is so hard to kill. You need that true damage stick to make sure you're able to guarantee the kill. But without the ignite, this tells me that they don't actually have a specific lane in mind that they would like to gank. They're actually gonna play this out as a reactionary team. And I'm not sure if you want to play a reactionary game against the people who showed you exactly how decisive they are when it comes to taking fights. And that's what NA Vanguard is. Like Jarvan Galio is even better than Volibear Galio. So they've basically enabled themselves even further in terms of what they showed that they can execute in game two.
Exactly, and we are heading into the loading screen, guys. I am excited. The game has officially started. I think we could see. Never mind. I was gonna say AAA could potentially look for an invade, but knowing what is there on the other side, they probably wouldn't want to at this point.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it would be a good invade. Like Morgana into like a Leona is really good because Leona wants a level 3 before she's able to actually make an impact. And if I was AAA, I mean, while I would be a little worried about the fact that you might just end up getting technically too old, even though it's a 2-1. It's more about the fact that, hey, they came back in a game where we had control. Now, even if we get control, how do we maintain control in this game?
Exactly, and that is going to be the name of the game right here for NAD5. If they're able to get a great lead for themselves and then capitalize, and yes, they can win. Or if Angels Lotus could pull off what Nightmare did in game two. Note that the AD carries are actually carrying the exhaust. So MF has an exhaust here, Leona has ignite, so there's no heal on the bot lane. On the other side, Neo Maxi opted for the exhaust. So interesting summoner choices. Nobody's opting for heal in the bot lane. They're just like looking for their own survivability. I definitely feel the cleanse is a great pickup because that will help them survive some of the initial engage that Leona or the Galio or the J4 can potentially bring. And every team is just like fanning out their players at this point, just trying to keep it calm. And there's nobody there to guard the entrance of the blue buff. And Singla Junior just gets himself a ward right there. So just to make sure he can path out where the J4 is starting. So, ooh, that Galio skin, is that Bordio with the
Yep,
chroma?
yep. It's so cool. Like
Oh my
he looks like
lord,
some
that's
medieval.
insane, bro. I was playing with Infernal Galio, but like I did not know that Bordio had chromas. That actually looks dope. Can we
Yeah,
like
it was
zoom
just.
in on that Bordio skin, guys? Let's do this. Wow.
Show us your moves. Oh,
Who
jeez.
who? Oh, he's opening a grill and he's frying fish. How cool is that? Man, I gotta commend Rito, man. Like they actually like come up with some insane ideas. But and instead of frying chicken, right, he's frying fish because he doesn't want to cannibalize himself, right?
I
So
was actually gonna say that. That looks a lot like
look at him,
chicken
he's
gill
frying
that he
fish,
burned
bro.
you.
Oh wait, is that
Oh
fish?
yeah, it okay.
Wait, was
That's
that chicken?
hilarious. I'm not sure. It looks like chicken wings,
Wait, let me
but
check
let's
again.
assume.
It looks like fish, man. Fishes have like tails, right? Chicken don't have tails, from
But
what
it
I
looks
know.
like those chicken wings you see in animated cartoons where the barbarian
Oh,
this guy just rips it off. But I don't.
potentially,
I'm assuming
potentially.
Riot doesn't condone cannibalism,
Yep.
so
And look at this, like I like the other skin as well, man. True Damage Echo is so fun to play, and
yeah,
I
for
have
sure.
that skin as well, really nice. And everyone's flexing their skin game except my boy Absentia. Was like, you know what? I'm gonna be faker. I'm gonna play without a skin, and I'm gonna win this game. Even Angel Sword does not have one, surprisingly enough. But so far, so good. Both the junglers have made their way on to the top side of the map. J4 has taken his red to his to his wolves to direct blue. And I think Zach is going to do one more camp before he goes to his red buff. So just trying to have some different paths. But in terms of clear speed, both of them just seem to be equal right now.
Yeah, for sure. I wanted to say the exhaust. I thought like last game he had it on the Kai'Sa as well was just because like it's not like heal isn't as great on Kai'Sa when you're jumping in on the backline, but it seems to be like a nightmare special where he just prefers running exhaust and like having the extra power in lane.
Yep, definitely helps him out, and as expected, right? See, we are seeing them have the push potential here, and the fact that the junglers are top. I mean, they don't know that, but potentially they can just look to poke them under tower, just keep the
Mhm.
freeze, or just keep the wave pushed up, and just try to make the Vayne miss some CS at this point.
Yeah, Vayne isn't the easiest of AD carries to farm with on the tower because of the way your passive stacks, but
Oh,
still.
that's a beautiful W right there. Follows him up. Absentia should be fine, however. Does not need to blow his flash right there, but the W was so well timed from the Maokai that he followed the Tryndamere through his dash and then followed up an EQ from Ace Lord. So small visit there saying, hello, I'm there. And now Zac is on the one bot side. There will be a ward put up by the Leona. Wonka with a very well timed ward, I have to say, will spot out the Zac right there.
Yeah, but this is really unfortunate for Tryndamere because the wave is pushing completely against him. He's not able to get the farm and he's not able to bully the Maokai like he wants to early game.
Yeah, and you can see in the mid lane also these trades are like just happening, but you know what? Echo has his corrupting potion, so he's pretty chill. And Zac could potentially look to gank mid lane. Honestly, Ash is in the wrong side of the map. He is pushing, and there you go. Gank is coming. Here comes the jump. Here comes Echo W, but it will not lead to anything. And man, like how patient
Oh,
is Ace Lord
top.
on that gank right here, but that does not still amount to anything because Absentia, like, thank you very much. I will just dash away, and I mean he loses some momentum. I would say J4, but the fact that Maokai is now able to just farm up and keep the wave frozen on his side is really good for him.
Yeah, like what's really key is that Tryndamere is stuck. Oh, wait, 2v2?
Again, like what is wrong with him? Here comes Zac as well, but for how low Absentia is, it could be another gang happening. But look at the Singla Junior has his red buff. Why are they fighting under 7 minions? Oh my lord, NA Vanguard. Oh, this is a lot more closer fights. That's the third gank in the row that has been put top. So Vanguard definitely has a plan in place, don't they see it? Like they do not want this Tryndamere to get ahead by any means whatsoever.
Yeah, for sure. It makes sense, right? If this Maokai is able to get some early armor in, the matchup suddenly becomes insanely difficult for the Tryndamere. We see him going for the double longsword, so I assume it's an Essence Reaver build, which is a really strong build, but also a really greedy build. So I'm not really sure if he's going to be able to have the impact that he wants to have because of the CS disadvantage. The wave
Yeah,
is
and look
frozen.
at this. It's frozen, right? It like if Raven can just keep the keep the freeze there on his side of the map, then Tindem is gonna just perpetually be in trouble because he has to make sure that this bush isn't warded because J4 could just come anytime trying to kill him. So really good start right here for NA Vanguard, I have to say, in this early game, or at least on the top side.
Yeah, for sure. Like even in the bot side, they have a CS lead, and the fact that the Maokai has a CS lead is translating in terms of the
Yeah,
gold.
he's twice a CS right now just because of all of the attention that ASOT has given him topside. And finally, the wave does get pushed out right there. But man, Raven's like, bro, what is freeze? Freeze is my life. I will not let you, get the wave frozen. And it's still frozen actually. So really good job by him to keep it here. And his laning phase is like all but.
I mean, no way for the Tryndamere to kill the Maokai,
Do you,
and
do you,
Maokai has
do you feel he
really
should go for the Blade of the Ruin King, considering there's Maokai in the game as well? Like, or Essence Evil makes more sense because if he's going to wanting to kill the Maokai, I don't think Essence Evil is going to be enough.
yeah, for sure. Like Blade of the Ruin King would be way better. Essence Weaver
Oh,
is just
here
better.
comes the gank right now. Nightmare very nicely positions out, and Wonka also is able to survive. There's a flash EQ, a flash Q. What coordination right here coming out from the Vanguard right here. They timed that properly, and this is what I like to see from teams, just being on the same page when it comes to execution like that, and they get themselves the first bloods here.
Yeah, that's really well done in terms of communication. Acelot predicting exactly when the gank was going to come through on the bot side. He's able to make it for the counter gank. The flash EQ coming in, and now the Vayne shut down. MF already had a CS advantage, and now she has almost in 600 gold lead.
I'm not sure what the plan of action here is, but there is no level 6.
Oh, God.
My lord, this execution coming out right there from NA Ash and Zhao Raven. Really, really smooth. And look at this. This is horrible because there's so much CS that he's going to miss right now. He has to use his teleport. Zhao Raven gets himself, one plating. He's looking for the second. Level 6 was not reached by Tryndamere and so well capitalized, man. NA Vanguard in this game 3 are looking very, very sharp.
Yeah, I mean, if someone told me that the Maokai would have a gold advantage over the Tryndamere than the MF over the Vayne, I'd laugh at them. But hey, that's how it is.
Yeah, he's like massively ahead at this point. Look at the goal lead. Bramble being built. He's 800 gold ahead at 8 minutes of the game. And yeah, he is going for an Essence Weaver, like you said. But when you have a Bramble and Balmy Cinder, oh my lord. If I was a Maokai, I'd just trade into the Tryndamere at this point. I'm like, come at me, bro. You want to fight? I will fight you.
Yeah, at this point, Maokai wants to get auto attacked. He's like, please, please hit me because I don't because Maokai doesn't have natural damage in him. He's like, please hit me so I can kill you.
Yep. And while we were talking about all of these top lane fights, the NA Vanguard actually also took the first dragon of the game. They have the Infernal Drake for themselves, and now they're going for the Herald as well. They are on top of all of their objectives, and it doesn't look like AAA have any semblance or idea of what is happening because slowly and steadily they're just losing objective. The objective, thankfully enough, Absentia does get a whiff of the fact that, hey, you know what, something's happening for the Herald. Meanwhile, Singla Jr., we saw him once, bot did not do much at all, and post that, Zach's just been playing catch up to this J4, who's managed to let a great engages top and has also come bot and gotten himself an assist. So like the J4's presence has definitely been seen a lot more than the Zach's.
Yeah, and the fact that the J4 is only 5 CS, which is one camp behind the Zac, is like really great because he's able to make his impact felt all over the map. Gang.
Well, this could be in trouble right now. He does have his flash, mind you. He should look to flash out, but he's being greedy right now. Finally, he does choose to blow his flash. He chooses to E again. I'm not sure why. Ash just playing by fire. And look at this. Tryndamere could be in trouble. Oh, the auto attack does hit, but he will dash away and jump out using the Blasco. So that was pretty close right there. Tryndamere is having a bit of a tough time in this lane as well. He's not been able to farm as well as he would like. And J4 has been top, bro.
And yeah, Acelot is playing this game really, really well. He's left his Galio to his own devices because he knows that the Galio's job is simple, just to survive lane and make a huge impact in teamfights. He's impacted both the important lanes for AAA, which is the top lane and the bot lane, and both of those lanes for NA Vanguard have leads, and that's really huge.
You can see him already, like trying to trade, like we said, the fact that he's so far ahead, now he's not afraid of Tryndamere anymore. Now the whole point of picking Tryndamere has gone down the gutter. He did not get enough help from his jungler. The enemy jungler camped the hell out of him, and now he's behind in CS and EXP. The mid-laner came once and killed him, and look at this again. Really well played, man. Zhao Raven on that Maokai is showing you how to trade with tanks, with using tanks, and now he should back away because he's gonna get 2 turret shots. But for how far behind this guy is. Ooh, Bramble hit him yet again, so he should be careful.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
really
look at
unfortunate.
this man. Like, I
Dragon.
feel bad for the tournament. He can't even, like, he can't last hit his own damn minions in that lane right now.
Yeah, Tryndamere lane is basically over, and I like it. Really looks like NA Vanguard has complete control of the game with second dragon coming in. This Galio hasn't even started actually ulting in for team fights, which is their one of their strongest points from mid game. But oh,
Oh, ultimate used by Absentia. He literally used it right here. I'm not sure if that was the right call, and he could potentially die right here. He has to run away. Will do so. Maokai ulti also being used right now. And at this point, I would not want to take the trade into the tournament anymore. Like, if I was a Raven, I'd probably try to kill him, but he has enough mana for one combo. He goes for the flash Q. He gets it. He does it.
oh,
Well played. I'm so proud of this Maokai. He's playing so well as a tank. That's how you should be playing Maokai, guys. Be aggressive. Don't be afraid when you have a lead in this game. And Absentia, my lord, Absentia just completely. This tournament pickup has not worked out for him.
yeah, it's really unfortunate. I just we really have to think about what they were thinking when they picked up the Tryndamere, because other picks like Set, like On, like Wukong, all of them were open. All of them are like really good champs to play in lane with, and also decent champs to be able to split push with if that's what you're looking for. But like, why go for the Tryndamere? I assume like Absentia is really comfortable with the Tryndamere, in which case I have to assume that he knew that he was gonna get capped, because any Vanguard did ban the Tryndamere in game two, so it's just questionable decisions throughout.
Yeah, and I have to say, right,
Oh,
Absentia has not shown mastery of the champion so far. He's not shown his team has not shown that they are adept at playing with a Tryndamere on their team, right? So this is a very risky pick to play as their third game of the match. And yeah, there's a 2000 goal lead right now with two dragons up at stake. And look at this, Angels Lotus can't go ahead because he knows there's a Galleon J for waiting for him the moment he walks a little bit forward, and that's just allowing the MF to keep the on her side. But Angels Lotus doing a great job, I have to say. Even with the death that he's had, he's just trying to farm up and be relevant. And look at this, the gank finally is coming. Here comes Misfortune. Here comes Leona. The shield will dissuade the engage.
yeah, like well done, but like they're losing a lot of map pressure to a team that wants exactly that. Any Vanguard, oh,
Oh, that could have been so close for him if the condemn or the Q landed. Thankfully enough, it did not for any Vanguard, and he will survive through the skin of his teeth. Meanwhile, the top side though, Absentia takes matters into his own hands. And you know what? Like, I know there's a guy top. I know J4's bot. Let me just get this Herald. But as he's trying to get this Herald, look who's walking mid. Look who's walking towards the Herald. Ash spots him out, and Ash is like, "Hey, you know what? Get out of here!" And that's literally what happens. And he like gets out of here. And now
yeah,
Maokai is waiting for him under the turret. And look at all of the CS that Tinderman misses again. That's another wave that Tinderman misses just because he's trying to do Herald and gets caught out.
yeah,
Again, these kind of plays are just not working out for them. I'm not sure what has happened to them game 3, but AAA are not looking strong. Meanwhile, finally, you can see a gank
okay.
happening. Here you go. Beautiful.
Mm.
Oh, what a flash right here. A beautiful Galliard
Oh,
as well. Oh, my lord. Wow, NA Vanguard just
wow.
outplayed the hell out of that game. Here comes Echo though, lands a stun. No, he does not. Here comes Tryndamere, tries to slow any Nightmare. I'm not sure how much of it he can do. Here comes Leona as well. They should look to get one more kill back. Tryndamere's ultimate is down. No matter what, they cannot. Here comes Echo. Echo will finally get one kill for himself, but it's not going to be the end of it yet. Can Redacted do more? He has to flash out, and that's gonna be the end of it. There's a redemption thrown at him, and
Yeah,
that's just. Man, if I wish we had instant replays in life, because that would have been so good to watch. How well MF played that, and how well Wonka and Ash's synergy was. Really clean gameplay coming out from NA Vanguard right here.
that was beautiful by Nightmare. That flash into the perfectly timed. Oh, another gank.
Yeah, and this time though, they get the kills back, but only one. Just press R. Now Singa's is gonna be in trouble. Oh, he will survive barely through the shield of Morgana. They get the kill onto Galio, but they lose Echo in the process. I'd still call that worth CA because I think there was a shutdown that they're able to get onto. Yep, there was a 300 gold shutdown that they got onto the Galio. So they're able to get some kills back, but the 4000 goal lead just keeps growing and top lane tower has gone down. The first tower of the game was actually Trindamere that went down.
Yeah, this is looking really unfortunate for any Vanguard, sorry, for AAA, and any Vanguard just showing their superiority and their confidence. Like, they're able to execute their strategy and their synergy to perfection, showing that they've definitely put in the hours and the practice required to be able to do what they're doing. That flash into the Galio instantly coming in for the ult shows exactly how much communication they're going through. Because to be able to do that in an instant is not at all easy. But yeah, the shutdown really good for them, but it's not really much. It's like they'll take what they can get, I guess, but they're not getting much.
It's a treat to watch teams when they can execute plays with such good coordination. And NAD5, this is a team that have
Oh.
been playing together since years now. And you can see the synergies between a lot of these teammates showing up huge. And they get a third dragon, and it's another mountain dragon. Why is it see that whenever you and I are casting, there's always a mountain dragon today? That's the third one we're seeing today.
I don't know, man. Yeah, it's really unfortunate. It's like exactly when we are casting, the Mountain Dragon comes out. Even last game, when like NA Vanguard had a similar composition, it was the Ocean Soul Dragon, not the Mountain
Oh,
Dragon.
this is top. Where is Maokai going? Maokai is disconnected. Maokai is just going towards the mid lane towers. Wondering why is the Maokai not going after the Echo? Poor Zhao Raven is
Wow.
caught between the two mid, inner, and outer turrets, and the Echo is right there in his face that he could just use to W, but that wasn't the case. It's going to be a quick pause, guys, and gives us some time to look at the game state right now. See a 4,000 goal lead.
Oh.
201, 313, 203. All the three laners are just looking great in this game for any Vanguard.
Yeah, like Maokai is just gonna be like, hey, I wasn't actually DC. I'm just flexing how tanky I am. I'm not gonna die. I can stand between multiple turrets and take turret shots. What do you got to say? You can't do anything to me.
Yep, and I feel like Redacted is going to be in a bit of trouble right now because the moment the Maokai reconnects, he's going to really just go after the Echo. As you can see the reconnection happening right now. Let's see what happens. Zhao Raven's like, oh, there I am. And oh, nicely he survives.
Oh.
Again, another fight happening. This time there's no Galio Alto. What will happen? The Q is very nicely hit. Wonka could be the sacrificial lamb. Wonka will survive. And Vayne and Morgana just did not do anything at all. And look at this, Wonka is like even crazy. I think that was a bit too much. Here
Oh,
comes
no.
some ultimate. That's a nice usage of the Zonia, but Naxi could be in trouble, but they will get the kill onto Misfortune. Not before they get the shutdown onto the Morgana as well. And here comes the teleport from NA Ash. The capture is going to be on the way, but NA Ash will survive. And now he's going to be in trouble, mind you. And look at this, nicely used Echo Ult as well. And suddenly, for all the good that we've been talking, Vanguard just, are caught with their pants down because that was some really aggressive plays that AAA just were happy to capitalize on.
Yeah, like that was a really good job by AAA to capitalize on the mistakes Vanguard made. But thankfully, Vanguard are so far ahead right now that they will be able to make at least one to two of those plays without actually it affecting them that much. The Soul Point Dragon is going to be coming up in the next few minutes, and that's where they're going to be looking to make their biggest team fight. The only thing for Vanguard is that they cannot forget that there is still a win on the opposite team. If you keep making such mistakes and giving the win time, she has her Blade of the Ruined King now. She's gonna go for the Ginsu's Rage Blade next. Once she gets those two items, doesn't matter how tanky Maokai is, doesn't matter how strong MF is, she's gonna be making the world of difference.
Yep, and with the next dragon coming up in around 3 minutes, that could be a potential soul that they can play off of. But note that the later this game goes, again with Vayne getting the amount of items that you can get, this will not be a very easy game for Vanguard to win. So they need to make sure that this pressure remains because they need to get Baron, they need to take down towers, and they need to make these kills happen. And they need to make sure that Tryndamere remains behind, which will not happen the later the game goes. Because once he gets 3 to 4 items, then the Maokai is going to really be in trouble.
Yeah, for sure. Like the Tryndamere, there's nobody on the. Oh, okay.
Oh man, this fights bot lane are crazy right now. Wonka's going to be in trouble. Yet again, here comes Tryndamere as well. Tryndamere is like, Absentia, what are you doing? You're in the wrong place, the wrong time. And Nightmare has been the focus of AAA so far. They've identified him to be the carry of this team, and so rightly that he is. He has to flash away. And now that mid lane tower is left open, Vanguard's going to be like, hey guys, thanks for the free mid lane tower. Yeah, we blew our flash for it, but it's worth it. And they will get the mid lane tower.
I mean, Nightmare is the carry, but like the other players, the other champions rather, are also quite strong
Oh, another
coming
fight's
into this.
happening right now. Oh my lord, that's a lot of engage. The AoE damage from both the champions are great. Here comes Tryndamere with his ultimate as well. The taunt does not land. Here comes Leona with the Q. Here comes a
Oh
lovely echo ult. He will flash away. Tries to get one more kill. Will not be able to survive. So the skin of his teeth. And wow, when all of those team fights happened, nobody actually died.
Maokai went down to 1 HP and then he just puts his hand into the enemy and takes the health back out and he just instantly heals back out. That was so close.
Man, Redacted actually played that as close and as perfect as he could have, and gotta give him props for keeping up his CS in this game as well and trying to be like an actual force to be reckoned with. We haven't spoken much about him in this game, but his echo has been pretty good, and he's gotten himself a couple of kills, which is really good for him. Because if he's able to get ahead, then he can look to one shot the carry of Vanguard, which is going to be that Echo, and which is going to be the MF, and he could be potentially one of those few people who can actually reach him if he has his flash up. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. But having said that, 45 seconds here, it's going to be Dragon up, and can they do something? Do you think AAA should just leave it and give it to them, or do you think they should look to take the fight?
I mean, I don't think they should look to take the fight, but I think they should look to try and contest it. Maybe see if Vanguard make a mistake to something like they did in the bot lane a bit ago. Because you look at the items, and Tryndamere hasn't even completed his first item. I think he still hasn't completed his first item, so he's really, really far behind. Echo would ideally like to have Lich Bane this fight, but he doesn't have Lich Bane. Wayne doesn't have the Rage Blade, so now is not when they want to fight. The Mountain Soul is a soul, so it's really strong, but it's still not the strongest of souls, so it's okay to
Oh
give
lord,
away.
the
But
biggest difference is like MF is one infinity edge above the Vayne right now. Like I don't know what to say to that. That's just a huge level of jump. And
even
Acti is going to do what he can to like, okay, can he get this dragon? Is have to wait and see. No, he cannot. Soul Dragon goes over to Vanguard. Here comes the ensuing fight. Oh my lord, the MF ult just takes everybody out. Redacted shall do what he can, but with auto attacks hitting him, he cannot do anything. Zack responds with his popple. It's not going to be enough. This is it, guys. 4-0 coming out for any Vanguard. Here comes any Ash as well. That's another flash. The taunt lands. That's going to be a 5th kill. The ace goes over to Vanguard, and they are
they're gonna
going
go
to
straight
take
to
the
battle.
Baron as well.
Yeah, this makes perfect sense. Like they've played this really well. Kudos for Ace Lord on getting that 50-50 smite properly. Oh, he left, but yeah, they just get this free Baron now, and they're gonna not take their foot off the gas pedal, which is exactly what they should be doing. Their goal lead, they have to keep maintaining this goal lead of 5k. Otherwise, the moment the goal lead drops down to something like 2k, 3k is when like AAA will look to take the game back.
Yeah, and we spoke about this in the draft as well. See, like they're not really playing to their split pusher strength. They took one of their players who's not their star player and put him on a champion that's very difficult to execute in a competitive environment. And then they go ahead and put, Angel's Lotus on a Vayne into a lane where he's not going to have any sort of priority and try as he may to do something, it just looks like it's a huge drafting error from the side of AAA right here because they just do not have had any sort of agency to deal with this, monstrous composition that any Vanguard have drafted for themselves.
Yeah, like the difference in the recognition of their win conditions is showing, right? For any Vanguard, it's obvious that Nightmare is their star player, their carry, and everyone is trying to enable him to the best of their abilities. But on the side of AAA, it's like you said, like it's sort of every man for himself. The Tryndamere trying to do his own thing, Redacted trying to carry the entire team, while Angel's Lotus on the Vayne is just left to his own devices.
Yeah, and like he still has not completed his first item yet. And here comes an engage happening onto the J4. The MF also gets caught up, and MF could be in trouble. That's a beautiful flank from the Echo. Gets an important shutdown, and without the main damage, can Vanguard win these fights? Vayne is untouched. A beautiful kill. Oh, never mind. They get Absentia as well. The tanks are real. The double EQ lands onto Morgana and to Vayne, and they will back off. It's a 3-for-2 at the end of the day. And very importantly, they've got the main kill. They got the AD carry.
Yeah, they got the AD carry and they're able to get a decent fight. But you can see how far ahead any Vanguard are with the fact that even in with such a good flank coming out from Redacted to get MF, they actually lose tempo in that fight in terms of like they only lose 3 out of 2 members. So this is going to really come down to Redacted. he did really well on the Vanguard last game as well, but he was any Vanguard played really well to shut him down. Now on the Echo, he has slightly more mobility than the Vanguard, so he's able to dodge any Vanguard actually trying to shut him down. But if he's able to pull this off, then it's going to be completely up to him. The Vayne is just the after carry after Echo manages to kill the MF.
Yep, and Redacted has had a great game so far. We spoke about this, right? Redacted has to be the one to kill the MF, and Redacted was the one to kill the MF, right? So as long as that keeps happening, then they should be in a great spot heading into the mid game, because even though they're 5,000 gold behind, this game is not exactly over. But with Baron still alive and a couple of members, again they just jump onto the Vayne. Oh my lord! Like Nightmare just does not realize that the Zac can just jump on him real, and he blows his flash for honestly not a lot, and the next time this happens he will be flashless, so he has to be very careful how this plays out. Gally on the other side will also get the second bot in her tower, so the goal lead will slowly and steadily increase. And now with Elder spawning in 2 minutes, man, if they are able to get Elder, then this game could potentially be over. Even if the MF dies with Elder, it's going to be hard. And look at this beautiful shield coming out, beautiful teamfight coming out. Finally, AAA are coming with a teamfight we wanted right here. But look at this, MF is not dead. In fact, the Tryndamere is still alive. What's going to happen now? And MF did die, and they got the teamfight that they wanted. The double flanks paid off huge for AAA, and finally they're online in this game right now. CA, great catches finally being made by the Zac.
Yeah, I just realized that this Zac is building the Haunting guys into the Leandry Storming, which I think is really smart, given that he's going to be the one engaging onto the Misfortune every single time. He's able to provide that initial little bit of damage to take off the Mountain Soul shield, and Redacted just comes in and finishes off the job with the beautiful flank.
Yeah, and every time, the kills are being picked up by Redacted, which is great, because you want this guy to be able to get all the gold at this point, because the moment he can get into the backline, and that engage from each side was just bonkers, and it just looks like any Vanguard have really simply just, forgotten how to play properly League of Legends, because that's twice they've been caught out like that, and they just need to make sure that the MF is more protected and the Galio is there for the right ult at the right time, because with the right Galio ult it should be fine. Oh, look at this, there's a fight coming. They know that Elder is coming as well. They want to go for it, and they go for it. My lord, any Ash does something that he can, but he will die in the process. Never mind, he has to flash away. Here comes the MFRT as well. The Tryndamere also uses ulti in return. He has to run away as well. Zac will get ignited. I'm not sure for what reason. It's a 1-for-1, but the mid lane carry goes down and the AD carry goes down. But with 24 seconds up for Elder CA, this could potentially be Elder Drake going over for Vanguard. That play gets them the mid lane tower and could potentially get them the Elder Drake as well. But look at it, they're being so greedy right now. Why are they being so greedy? MF is just caught out. She can't do enough damage. MF is trying to run away. Here comes Tryndamere as well. Here comes Zac with the ultimate as well. Here comes the flash. Redacted gets the kill onto this guy. What a beautiful play coming in front right now. And now they do not have damage. Without MF, you can't do anything right now. AAA have made this team fight work for them in the hands of this Echo. And as much as A-Slot is trying to do whatever he can to salvage this game, he is not going to be able to do much, as the Elder Drake now could potentially go to AAA.
Yeah, NA Vanguard, have really sort of turned off in this game, and they've started to throw it, because like I mentioned, the moment this goal lead starts to go down around like 3k, 2k is when like AAA will look completely in control of this game. Now they're going to get Elder buff, and Redacted he's not going to have to do anything. EQ will kill the MF for sure. So this will simply come down to whether or not Vanguard are able to control the way the fights are done and control the engages rather than being engaged upon, because that's the problem right here. They're a comp that wants to be taking the fights to their enemy rather than having the fights taken to them.
Yep, and this whole combination, you have to give props. After the horrible early game that AAA have played, they've actually managed to finally do what they wanted to do with this composition. That is to have the Zac jump in with the Morgana E, just create insane amounts of havoc, and for the Echo to consistently and accurately always kill the MF is a huge deal. I would not fight if I was you and Elder Dragon right here, and the fact that they are looking to do that is kind of crazy right now. They are looking to run away, and they will, but now they are the ones who have the short tag onto Elder. Someone will have to go in, right? See, this could be a fight with Dragon and Baron fighting. Do you want to fight with Elder Drake? NA-D5 is a question.
Yeah,
And
that's a
they're
free
deciding
Baron.
not to. Are they deciding? Yes, they are. Can they go in? He does go in. Oh my lord! The MF absolutely destroys them. Yes, they get Baron. But what do they lose? Everything else. That's gonna be 3-0. Baron goes over to two other people. Echo has it as well as the Zack right there, but there's finally a team fight victory coming out for NA Vanguard. Unfortunately, CA they cannot seem to do much with this team fight.
Yeah, like this is really, really unfortunate for AAA. Like I don't think they should have gone into that narrow corridor which was the Baron pit. Like Baron is normally a great place for you to start a fight, but that's not the kind of fight AAA wants to take. They want to take fight in an open environment where Echo is able to find his flank and MF ult is not as impacted. In that narrow corridor with Maokai ult coming in and MF ult coming in, that combo basically destroyed the entire team.
And I don't think that they're gonna get many more of such opportunities to fight. So in such choked parameters, and AAA probably understands that too by now. Their elder buff will die down, but like what this allows them to do is basically get the game back to even gold. They were 7,000 gold behind at a certain point. Now they are just 1,200, 2,000 gold behind, and it doesn't matter, right? Because even if the Vayne is 0-5 CA, she has her 2 core items. Now she can shred any tank in this game without much sweat, and that's the point that she needs to be at. On the other hand, however, finally, you do see a Hex Drinker has been picked up from any nightmare, so that he's going to be able to just take that magic damage a little bit more before he eventually does succumb to his death. So again, guys, from how this game started with the huge advantage that NA Vanguard have, AAA, this underdog team have come out fighting right now, mostly through the brilliant plays of their jungler and their mid laner. The Zack and the Echo are doing a really good job in this game so far. And Tryndamere, he's there, he's creating havoc. He's trying to be obnoxious at this point, and he's just trying to play his part at this point.
Yeah, he's just basically trying to create the chaos in the backline where when he's not able to die and he's threatening to kill the MF, they don't really have a choice but to answer him, and that's when Redacted comes in. When they're occupied with the Tryndamere, Redacted just is able to come in on a flank and kill the MF. What is really key for any Vanguard here is they need to change their game plan slightly. Now it's no longer about just pure engage. It's about one person staying back with Nightmare to just hold off the initial engage. If Redacted is
He's
not
going
able
for the
to
jump
one-shot-
again. I think that might be a tad bit too premature because the follow-up is just not there. Echo's teleporting from the back. Echo is here. Nightmare's going to be in trouble. Nightmare flashes out. Oh, beautiful Leonard to make sure that there does not get to kill him. The fight is happening. Angel's Lotus kills the J4, but on the other hand, the jungler dies. Both junglers are so far dead, and that was absolutely the best fight that they could have gotten. But man, oh man, a bit. Wow, what a close team fight. It still is a 1-0, but look at the CM. The mid-lane tower is going to go down. The inhibitor is in trouble. The teleport is being used by Maokai. They want to end this game. What can Maokai do? Can he tank in front of a Vayne? No, he cannot. He has to press W. He presses W on the Maokai. Oh my lord, the MF ult comes and he kills the Vayne. The Redacted, the solo carry of AAA right now is doing what he can, but can he do enough is the question. He's trying to go in. Oh my lord, it's a nice ultimate from him. But look at this, he could be in trouble right again. Redacted. 34 seconds for Vayne, 16 seconds for the J4 for the Zack right here. Vanguard are looking to end the game. See, can they do it? Tower number 1 is going to go down. They're going for the Tryndamere for whatever reason. Just get the tower if they want to. Maokai will die. The second inhibitor Nexus turret will die. 1 second for Zack. He is up right now. Here comes Undying Race from Tryndamere as well. Exhaust being used. No mana on the Leona. And this point, the double taunt lands. Can MF do enough damage? Redacted does not have his ultimate yet. Look at this damage coming in, man. Nightmare has his red buff. He could be in trouble. Singla gets caught out. Singla does not have his passive. Double kill here. Vayne is back in this fight. Next to it's a back. Oh, wow. What a beautiful ultimate from Redacted right there. Doing what he can. And A-Slot tries. He might. Is not enough. Single-handedly, Redacted has just saved this team fight. Otherwise, Vanguard would have just ended the game. A
That's
beautiful
also
backtrack on the
Elder
Deco
Dragon.
R.
Yeah, I mean, the Elder Dragon is going to come back at exactly the time the entire NA Vanguard team is going to spawn, but the base of AAA is gone. Redacted saved the game for his team, but NA Vanguard doing exactly what I wanted them to do. The Maokai and the Leona staying back on the Misfortune to make sure that Redacted is not able to one-shot the Misfortune, and that way they're able to separate the fight into two halves and then re-engage when they're able to move the Echo off the Misfortune. And that's exactly what they need to be able to do every single fight now onwards. Otherwise, this Wayne and this Echo killing the MF is going to be a real problem.
Elder is up. Everyone's running towards it. There's an insane amount of AAA wards on the red side of the map. So that's really good by AAA right here. But again, you could potentially see a crazy fight happening, CA. But in these choke points, we've seen that Vanguard's composition, especially with the MF ult, has been one of the main points of victory for them. So I'm curious to see how well this will play out right here.
Yeah, for
And
sure. Like this sort of narrow corridor is exactly where Vanguard wants to have their fights. But it's the Dragon Pit is they're already starting the Dragon. But yeah, the
No, no,
Dragon
no,
Pit is
they're
also
just
a
taking the
great
wards
place.
for now. The good news, however, is that the mid lane inhibitor has respawned CA. So now they can potentially defend this because they don't have to worry about the mid inhibitors dying. And can they burst it is the question. I don't think they can. They're just trying to keep the wave pushed out, and same with the mid lane and bot lane as well. It's a very crazy stalemate. They're definitely waiting for the misfortune flash to come up, which will come up in around 30 to 45 seconds. But at that point, it might just be too late for them. So let's see what happens, because MF is here without flash. The Vayne is without a flash. The Echo is without a flash. There's literally no flashes except for the top end support of Vanguard. And the vision denial being provided right here, this could potentially be a very, very close fight that we might see. Baron has spawned at this time. I'm not sure if Baron for Elder is a worthy trade for either of these teams. I would definitely value Elder over Baron at this point because they want to fight and they want to end. And look at this, Ash is just pushing the mid lane because he knows he can join his teammates with his R. And they have still not started the Elder, right? See, because the one who starts it will have to tank damage, and that's not something either of these team wants.
Yeah, NA Vanguard making a really smart choice. They're five-man pushing it down mid lane. They're gonna try to get one of the open inhibitors and threaten the end of the game. And when AAA come to respond, and
Oh, Zhao Raven are disconnected right here. Zhao Raven, will he survive? He's running back? I'm
oh
not sure. Oh, they paused right on time. But man, he has had the potential to disconnect at the worst possible times.
yeah, Zhao Raven at the start of the game, it was a little funny in terms of when he was disconnecting, but now when MF is being jumped upon, he really needs to be there protecting the MF, and I hope he's going to be able to come back on time because the items, as you can see, are coming in for AAA. The Executioner is calling on the Tryndamere to deny the healing, the Zeal on the Vayne combined with the Ginsu's Rage Blade, and most importantly, the Rabadon's Death Cap on the Echo are going to make a world of difference from what they previously had. These last few fights are going to be the end of the game because at this point the dead timers are so long that if AAA win a full on fight, they can just walk down mid lane and end the game.
Yeah, man, this disconnect really must have put hampers on the team. The good news is that wow, Zhao Raven is back, but Singler Jr., look at where it's paused for me. Like, he's on that MF's face,
Yep.
and if for some reason Redacted, this Chad of an Echo, can somehow get his hands on this juicy misfortune and kill her, then this could potentially be their way to get Elder and Baron again and make the big comeback that they want to. But Nightmare, man, everything rests on this guy's shoulders. He does not have exhaust for another 5 to 10 seconds, so this is a very important time for him to make sure that he does not die. Ignite is available on Ash. He has no flash, but can he use his Ignite on the right person? You have to wait and see. Tryndamere, Absentia is there, but everyone is just backing off, and I feel it's going to be Ash who might be in trouble. Like, he does have Zonov to buy some time for himself. And look at this. He uses the ultimate on to the Tryndamere, and Echo's not there. Echo cannot help him right now. Echo's so far back, and Echo, when he cannot flank, cannot do much. Misfortune is alive. Misfortune will survive. Misfortune gets a kill for us, and here comes the Misfortune ult. Sadly whiffs. They get 1 for 0. They want to get more kills back. There's no ult on Redacted. Redacted has to catch. My game froze for 1 second, but never mind. It resumes now, and Redacted will die. Shut down. Nightmare
No,
gets his
that's
revenge.
GG.
But here comes Angel's Lotus. Doesn't matter. EQ lands onto the Morgana. This will be game right here. But for how valiantly AAA have played, a big, big shout out to them. They poured their hearts out into this game, CA. But it is Vanguard who kept their cool. My boy, Single Junior, trying to do whatever he can, just not enough. They get ace, and Vanguard will find their way to the semi-finals of the South Asia Championship League Season 2. Very well played game by them.
Yeah, big shout out to both teams for the way Redacted and his team fought back, but also for the way NA Vanguard adapted when they saw the way Redacted was able to flank and kill the Misfortune. Every single person on the last fight, from the Galio ult to the Leona ult were all on protecting the Nightmare on the Misfortune. And that's a very good adaptation that shows very good promise for this team in the future, because it shows that they're able to change their game plan within the game itself and adapt to the situation at hand. And that's going to be really important against the immensely better teams that you're going to see in the future of this tournament.
Man, look at the damage tells here. It's literally a one-man show at this point. He was their primary damage
Oh.
dealer, but this amount of damage, like 62,800 damage, is absurd. I definitely feel that, he has been the MVP for both these games, but really well, performed by NA Vanguard as a whole. And what are your thoughts on the whole series so far?
I mean, it was a wonderful series for me to cast and watch, because it was two very, very close games, brilliantly done by any Vanguard to pull back from the unfortunate reason that they lost game one and had to give an FF. And the fact they're able to pull this back, they have so much momentum going into the semifinals of this tournament, because they know what they're able to do. They know their capabilities, and they're going to have so much confidence from being able to pull off exactly what they think they can pull off. But huge shout outs to AAA. As you said, this is their first foray into the playoffs, the quarterfinals stage of this tournament, and they're able to show exactly why they're a team we need to be looking out for in the future. They have a few kinks that they need to work out. I'm sure they'll work on it and come back.
Exactly, and this is it for today, guys. There are two more exciting quarterfinals coming up tomorrow from 5 p.m. IST. So make sure you have hit the subscribe button for the Esports Club YouTube channel and their Facebook pages. We will be back tomorrow with exciting games, but for now, it's a goodbye from us. We hope you had fun, and we will see you tomorrow.